I'm the ominous future of every Kage who claims to protect this corrupt system. They called me a demon, a monster, cast me aside like trash. So I'll show them what true evil looks like. Before creation, there must be destruction. I am Naruto Uzumaki, the Kage Hunter, and I will reshape this world through absolute power. Nobody knows what real fear is, but they're about to learn. Let me tell you how it all began.
The Kazekage's blood painted the sand red. Garou of the desert, the youngest Kage in shinobi history, lay broken against the remnants of his ultimate defense. His sand armor had shattered. His absolute defense had failed. The gourd on his back was nothing but fragments. Around them, Sunagakure burned, not from Biju chakra, but from something far more terrifying. Pure, unbridled human evolution made manifest. Naruto Uzumaki stood over the fallen Kage, his body steaming with residual energy, muscles twitching with barely contained power. His orange and black jacket was torn, revealing a physique that seemed carved from violence itself. His blonde hair, now streaked with red from battle, hung over eyes that burned with something beyond hatred, a conviction so absolute it warped reality around him. "You called yourself a monster once," Naruto said, his voice carrying across the devastated village. "But you became a hero. You let them domesticate you, turn you into their weapon, wrapped in the lie of protection." He tilted his head, studying Gaara's struggling form. "That's the difference between us, Kazekage. I know what I am. I embrace what I am." Gaara coughed blood, his sand trying desperately to respond to his will. "You're insane. The shinobi world will. The shinobi world will do exactly what they always do," Naruto interrupted, crouching down to meet Gaara's fading gaze. "They'll call me a demon, a monster, absolute evil. And you know what?" His grin was savage, almost childlike in its genuine joy. "They're absolutely right, because somebody has to show these so-called heroes what real monsters look like." He stood, turning to face the assembled Suna Jonin who had finally arrived, their faces pale with terror. Behind them, Anbu from 3 different villages converged on the scene. News of the Kage Hunter's location had spread fast. "Before creation," Naruto declared, his voice booming across the village, "there must come destruction. Nobody knows what true evil is, but don't worry." His chakra exploded outward, red and malevolent, taking a shape that was neither fully human nor fully Biju. "I'll teach them. I'm the ominous future of every Kage who claims to be a hero while perpetuating the cycle of hatred." The Jonin attacked as one. Naruto's grin widened. "Good. I was getting bored." 6 months earlier, the academy graduation ceremony should have been a day of celebration. Instead, it became the catalyst for everything that followed. 12-year-old Naruto Uzumaki stood on the stage, freshly minted headband around his forehead, and felt nothing but contempt. The parents in the audience whispered as they always did, loud enough for him to hear, soft enough to pretend they didn't mean for him to. "That demon brat actually passed? Keep your children away from him. The Hokage's too soft. That thing should be." Naruto had heard it all before. Every word, every slur, every fearful glance and hateful whisper. For 12 years, the village had called him a monster, a demon, something less than human. And for 12 years, he tried to prove them wrong, standing there, watching the other graduates celebrate with their proud families while he stood alone. Something inside Naruto broke. Or perhaps it finally crystallized into perfect clarity. Why am I trying to prove anything to them? The thought came unbidden, and with it a memory from earlier that week. He'd intervened when some chunin were beating a younger academy student, a kid who'd failed the exam 3 times. Naruto had expected gratitude. Instead, the kid had looked at him with the same fear he showed the bullies. "Stay away from me, demon!" In that moment, Naruto understood something fundamental about the world. It didn't matter what he did. Hero or villain, savior or destroyer, they would always see him as a monster. So why not become one? The thought should have horrified him. Instead, it felt like liberation. That night, instead of celebrating at Ichiraku Ramen, Naruto sat alone in his apartment, staring at his reflection. He'd been playing a role, the goofy, loudmouthed prankster desperately seeking acknowledgement. But underneath that mask, Something darker had been growing, fed by years of hatred and rejection. He thought about the shinobi system. The villages called themselves protectors, their leaders heroes. But from where Naruto stood, from where anyone outside their power structure stood, they were conquerors, killers, monsters dressed in the costume of justice. If they want a monster, I'll give them a real one. But not randomly, not meaninglessly. He would become something they couldn't ignore, couldn't defeat, couldn't control. He would hunt their precious heroes, starting with the most powerful, the Kages themselves. The monster calamity Godslayer Fist was born that night. Naruto spent the next 3 months doing what no one expected, training with singular, obsessive focus. Not the flashy ninjutsu everyone assumed he'd pursue, but taijutsu, hand-to-hand combat, the pure physical art of destruction. He realized something fundamental during his academy years. Ninjutsu could be countered, genjutsu could be broken, but a fist traveling at superhuman speed? That was undeniable reality. He started with the basics, studying every taijutsu scroll he could steal from the library. Strong fist, interceptor fist, even the theoretical principles of the gentle fist, though he couldn't access those techniques yet. But studying wasn't enough. Naruto needed experience, real combat, where his body learned what his mind couldn't teach. He found it in the most unexpected place, the criminal underground of Konoha. The Leaf Village, for all its pristine reputation, had a shadow side. Gambling dens, fighting rings, places where missing nin and criminals gathered. Places the Anbu knew about but tolerated as necessary evils for intelligence gathering. Naruto walked into the largest underground fighting ring 3 weeks into his training with a simple declaration: "I'll fight anyone." They laughed. A fresh genin barely graduated, challenging seasoned criminals? The laughter stopped when Naruto broke his first opponent's arms with techniques that seemed impossible for someone his age. He fought every night. Against Chunin-level thugs, against missing nin with bounties on their heads, against opponents twice his size and triple his experience. And every single fight, Naruto learned. His body absorbed techniques like a sponge. An opponent would attempt a grappling hold, and mid-fight, Naruto would replicate it with improvements. Someone would use a particular striking sequence, and Naruto would integrate it into his own style seamlessly. His growth was exponential, almost supernatural. The underground fighters began calling him the copy demon, a Jinchuriki who could steal fighting styles just by experiencing them once. But it wasn't supernatural. It was pure, savage genius combined with something more primal, survival instinct honed to a razor's edge. When you'd spent your entire life being attacked, hated, and hunted, reading violence became second nature. Within 2 months, Naruto dominated the underground circuit. No one could stand against him for more than a few minutes. His technique evolved fight by fight, incorporating elements from every opponent into a cohesive, devastating whole. He called it Monster Calamity Godslayer Fist, a taijutsu style that combined every combat form he'd encountered into something uniquely his. It wasn't just imitation, it was evolution. Each stolen technique became a building block for something greater. Then came his first real test. A Jonin-level missing nin from Iwagakure, a man who'd killed 17 Konoha shinobi during the war. The fight lasted 6 minutes. Naruto didn't just win, he dominated. Every technique the missing nin threw at him was countered, copied, and returned with interest. When it was over, Naruto stood victorious, his body thrumming with new power, and he felt alive. Not the desperate, needy feeling of seeking acknowledgement, but the pure satisfaction of proving his strength through overwhelming force. That night, Kurama spoke to him for the first time since the ceiling. "Kid, you're different," the Nine Tails rumbled in his mindscape. "You're not trying to be their hero anymore." "No," Naruto agreed, standing before the massive cage that held the Biju. "I'm going to be their monster, and I'm going to hunt every hero in this system until they understand what real terror feels like." Kurama was silent for a long moment, then began to laugh, a sound like avalanches and earthquakes. "Good, let's burn it all down together." Unlike in another timeline, Kurama didn't see Naruto as someone to corrupt or control. He saw something far more interesting, a kindred spirit who finally understood that the world was divided into predators and prey, and the weak labeled the strong as monsters to justify their own weakness. Their synchronization wasn't the gradual friendship of canon. It was an immediate, violent fusion of mutual hatred for the shinobi system. When Naruto left his mindscape, red chakra leaked from his body, not the violent, uncontrolled corruption of a Jinchuriki losing control, but a deliberate fusion of power. His eyes briefly flashed red before returning to blue. He was ready. Team assignments. Naruto arrived late to the team assignments, as expected. What wasn't expected was his demeanor. Gone was the boisterous, attention-seeking kid. In his place stood someone who moved with predatory confidence, hands casually in his pockets, eyes assessing everyone in the room like prey. Iruka did a double take. Naruto? You're different. People change, sensei, Naruto replied casually, taking a seat, especially when they figure out what they really want. The other graduates gave him a wide berth. Something about his presence set off instinctive alarm bells. Sasuke Uchiha noticed. The last Uchiha had been prepared to dismiss the dead last as irrelevant, but the person who walked in wasn't the same fool from the academy. There was something dangerous about him now, something that made Sasuke's hand unconsciously move toward his kunai pouch. When Iruka announced Team 7, Naruto Uzumaki, Sasuke Uchiha, and Sakura Haruno under Kakashi Hatake, Naruto simply nodded once. No complaints, no reactions, just acceptance. Sakura looked horrified. I have to be on a team with him? Try not to slow me down, fangirl, Naruto said without looking at her. And Uchiha, he finally turned to Sasuke. I hope you're stronger than you look. I'd hate to be disappointed. Sasuke's Sharingan activated on reflex, 2 tomoe spinning in each eye. What did you say? Naruto's grin was razor sharp. Oh good, you have a backbone. We're going to have fun. The tension in the room became suffocating. Iruka quickly dismissed them before violence could break out. Kakashi Hatake arrived 2 hours late to meet his new team, expecting the usual complaints. Instead, he found Sakura sitting nervously against a wall, Sasuke leaning with his arms crossed looking irritated, and Naruto doing one-handed push-ups with Sasuke sitting on his back. Get off, Sasuke growled for the 20th time. Make me, Naruto replied cheerfully. You wanted to test if I was all talk. Well, activate that fancy Sharingan and make me. Kakashi's visible eye widened. Naruto was doing push-ups while an Uchiha sat on his back, and he wasn't even straining. This wasn't normal for a fresh genin. Yo, Kakashi called out. Sorry I'm late. I got lost on the road of life. Naruto finally let Sasuke roll off his back, standing up in one fluid motion. That's the laziest lie I've ever heard. You were testing us, right? Seeing how we'd react to authority that doesn't respect us? Kakashi's eye narrowed. This kid was perceptive. Maybe. Meet me on the roof. When they assembled, Kakashi went through the usual introductions. Dreams, likes, dislikes. Sakura stammered about Sasuke. Sasuke mentioned his goal to kill a certain someone and restore his clan. Then came Naruto's turn. My name is Naruto Uzumaki. I like getting stronger and proving everyone wrong. I dislike heroes who hide behind noble words while perpetuating cycles of hatred. He paused, his grin taking on a predatory edge. My dream? I'm going to hunt down every Kage in the shinobi world and show them what a real monster looks like. Silence. Complete, suffocating silence. Kakashi's hand moved toward his headband, ready to reveal his Sharingan if this was a threat. That's quite an ambitious goal. Mind explaining? It's simple, Naruto said, standing up. The shinobi system is built on violence and maintained through violence. The Kages sit at the top, calling themselves protectors while sending children to die in their wars. They're the biggest monsters in this world. They just have better PR. He stretched, muscles flexing. Someone needs to tear down that facade. Might as well be me. That's treason, Sakura whispered, horrified. That's honesty, Naruto corrected. But don't worry, Kakashi-sensei. I'm not going to attack the village. Yet. I need to get much, much stronger first. So how about that survival test you're about to tell us about? Kakashi was genuinely unsettled. This wasn't the Jinchuriki the Hokage had described. This was someone fundamentally different, almost alien in his calm declaration of violent intent. Tomorrow, training ground 7, 5 a.m. Don't eat breakfast, you'll just throw it up. Kakashi vanished in a swirl of leaves. You're insane, Sakura said to Naruto. The Hokage will. The Hokage won't do anything, Naruto interrupted. Because I haven't actually done anything illegal yet. Dreams aren't crimes, fangirl. Besides, his grin widened. I'm curious to see how strong Konoha's famous copy ninja really is. Sasuke hadn't said a word, but his Sharingan remained active, studying Naruto with newfound intensity. Whatever had happened to the dead last, he'd evolved into something that set off every combat instinct Sasuke had. Interesting, Sasuke thought. Very interesting. The bell test, training ground 7 at dawn. Kakashi stood waiting, 2 bells tied to his belt. He'd done this test dozens of times with various Genin teams. The point wasn't the bells themselves, but teamwork, something he'd explain after they inevitably failed. Except this test didn't go as planned. Naruto appeared first, arriving before sunrise. No pranks, no complaints about being early. He simply stood in the clearing, performing a complex kata that Kakashi recognized as multiple different taijutsu styles flowing together seamlessly. "You're early," Kakashi observed. "I don't waste time on things that don't make me stronger," Naruto replied without stopping his movements. "The bell test is a teamwork evaluation, right? 2 bells, 3 students. Someone gets sent back to the academy." Kakashi's eye widened. Genin weren't supposed to figure that out. "But here's the thing," Naruto continued, finally stopping his kata. "I don't need teamwork. I'm going to take both bells myself, and you're going to pass all of us anyway because you're too lazy to fill out the paperwork for failures." "Confident," Kakashi noted. "Want to back that up?" Naruto's grin was answer enough. When Sasuke and Sakura arrived, Kakashi explained the rules. Sakura looked nervous. Sasuke looked determined. Naruto looked hungry. "Begin," Kakashi called. Immediately, Naruto vanished. Not a body flicker, not a substitution. Pure, overwhelming speed that made him disappear from sight. Kakashi's hand moved to his headband on reflex, pulling it up to reveal his Sharingan. Just in time to see Naruto's fist inches from his face. Kakashi dodged backward, barely avoiding the strike. The air pressure from Naruto's punch tore through the space where his head had been, shredding leaves from trees 20 feet away. What kind of power is that? Naruto didn't give him time to think. He pressed forward with a devastating combination of strikes that Kakashi recognized from multiple different styles. Strong fist, interceptor fist, even elements of the gentle fist's flowing movements, though without chakra point strikes. Impressive taijutsu, Kakashi said, weaving through the attacks. But you'll need more than that. Water stream rock-smashing fist! Naruto's entire fighting style shifted mid-combination, movements becoming fluid and reactive. He began deflecting Kakashi's counterattacks, using the Jonin's own momentum against him. Kakashi's Sharingan spun, trying to predict movements, but Naruto seemed to evolve mid-fight. Every counter Kakashi attempted was adapted to and neutralized within seconds. He's copying my movements now? Shadow Clone Jutsu. 50 Naruto clones exploded into existence, each immediately attacking with the same evolved taijutsu as the original. But unlike typical clone tactics, they fought with perfect coordination, each one covering another's blind spots. Kakashi destroyed clones rapidly, his superior experience showing. But then, substitution! The clone he just struck popped, except it didn't disappear. Instead, it was replaced with the real Naruto, who'd been hiding his presence among his clones. Monster Calamity Godslayer Fist, flowing strike. Naruto's fist connected with Kakashi's guard, and the sheer force sent the Jonin skidding backward 20 feet, his arms numbing from the impact. That strength, he hit as hard as Guy. Sasuke and Sakura watched in shock. They'd expected to fight for the bells together. Instead, Naruto was pushing Kakashi Hatake, the copy ninja, to actually defend seriously. "Your Sharingan is impressive, Sensei," Naruto called out, not even breathing hard. "But it just copies techniques. My fighting style evolves. Every move you make, I analyze. Every counter you use, I adapt to. You can copy 1,000 jutsu, but can you evolve 1,000 times in one fight?" Kakashi felt a chill. This wasn't a genin. This was something far more dangerous, a natural fighting genius with the instincts of a seasoned warrior. "Where did you learn to fight like this?" Kakashi demanded. Naruto's grin was vicious. "The underground rings. Turns out criminals don't hold back like academy instructors. I fought Jonin-level opponents every night for 2 months. Each one taught me something new. Each one made me stronger." He cracked his knuckles. "You're the strongest opponent I've faced yet. Don't disappoint me." Kakashi made a decision. He reached for his most famous technique, the one that had earned him international fame. Lightning Blade. Electricity crackled around his hand as Kakashi charged forward at blinding speed. His most lethal attack aimed to intimidate, not to kill, but to show the vast gulf in their power. Naruto didn't dodge. Instead, he shifted his stance. Whirlwind iron-cutting fist. His fist met Kakashi's lightning blade directly. The resulting shockwave devastated the training ground, uprooting trees and carving a crater into the earth. When the dust cleared, Naruto stood with his right arm smoking, blood dripping from lacerations across his hand and forearm. But he was grinning. That hurt, he admitted. But pain is just proof I'm alive. And you know what happens when I get hurt? His wounds began visibly healing, skin knitting back together at an accelerated rate. I get stronger. Kakashi's Sharingan caught it, the red chakra leaking from Naruto's body. Not the violent, uncontrolled version he'd seen in reports about Jinchuriki. This was deliberate, a fusion of the boy's own chakra with the Nine Tails' power. You've synchronized with the Kyuubi, Kakashi breathed. Kurama, Naruto corrected. He has a name. And yeah, we understand each other. Turns out when you stop trying to suppress a Biju and actually work together, amazing things happen. His chakra surged, red mixing with blue in a swirling aura. Ready for round two? Before Kakashi could respond, Naruto moved, faster than before, strong than before. The partial Kurama fusion enhanced everything about him, turning an already dangerous genin into something that made even Kakashi sweat. The fight became a blur. Naruto's clones attacked in waves, each one using different taijutsu combinations. The real Naruto wove between them, his movements becoming increasingly difficult to track even with the Sharingan. Kakashi was being pushed back. Actually pushed back by a genin. Then Naruto did something unexpected. Mid-combination, he stole one of Kakashi's own moves, a specific counter technique the copy ninja had used earlier, and improved upon it, making it twice as fast and 3 times as powerful. You're not the only one who can copy, Naruto taunted, but I can do it better, because I don't just copy, I evolve. The bells chimed at Kakashi's waist. Naruto's eyes locked onto them with laser focus. There! In a burst of speed that left after images, Naruto closed the distance. His hands shot out, fingers mere inches from the bells. Kakashi substituted with a log appearing behind Naruto. Close, but substitution! The Naruto reaching for the bells popped, and the real one appeared behind Kakashi, having substituted with his own clone. Got you! Naruto's hand closed around both bells. Time seemed to freeze. Sasuke's Sharingan spun in disbelief. Sakura's jaw dropped. Kakashi stared at his empty belt in genuine shock. I told you, Naruto said, holding up the bells with a triumphant grin. I don't need teamwork. I just need to be stronger than everyone else. Kakashi was silent for a long moment, then began to laugh, a genuine, slightly unhinged sound. You know what? You pass. All 3 of you pass. What? Sakura sputtered. But he didn't work with us. He proved something more important than teamwork, Kakashi interrupted, his visible eye focused on Naruto with an expression that mixed concern and fascination. He proved that sometimes overwhelming individual power makes teamwork irrelevant. That's a lesson most shinobi never learn. He turned to Sasuke and Sakura. You two are lucky. With him on your team, you'll either die quickly or become stronger than you ever imagined just trying to keep up. Sasuke's fists clenched. He trained his entire life for revenge, pushed himself to his limits, earned his Sharingan through tragedy, and this orphan nobody had just surpassed him effortlessly. Not for long, Sasuke thought. I'll train harder. I'll awaken more Tomei. You're thinking about how to catch up to me, right? Naruto said, reading Sasuke's expression perfectly. Good. Chasing me will make you stronger. Just remember, his grin became predatory. No matter how fast you run, I'll always be ahead, because while you're trying to catch up to where I am, I'm already evolving beyond that point. It wasn't a boast. It was a simple statement of fact delivered with absolute confidence. Kakashi dismissed them for the day, but called Naruto back. The Hokage will want to speak with you about everything. Your declared intentions, your synchronization with the Kyuubi, your strength. Let him, Naruto said casually. I haven't broken any laws, yet. He started walking away, then paused. Oh, and Sensei, thanks for the warm-up. Fighting you taught me 3 new techniques I can add to my arsenal. Next time we spar, it'll be even more interesting. Kakashi watched him go, then immediately disappeared to report to the Hokage. This wasn't just a powerful genin. This was a potential catastrophe waiting to happen. In the Hokage's office, Hiruzen Sarutobi listened to Kakashi's report with growing concern. He defeated you? He didn't defeat me, Kakashi corrected. But he took the bells through pure skill and evolution. If I'd gone all out, I could have stopped him. But Hokage-sama, if I'd gone all out against a fresh genin, and he still evolved to match me. He trailed off, the implication clear. Hiruzen took a long pull from his pipe. His declared intention to hunt the Kages? He meant every word. He's not lying or exaggerating. He genuinely believes the shinobi system is corrupt and needs to be destroyed. Kakashi hesitated. And after seeing his power and growth rate, I'm not sure anyone in this village could stop him if he decided to act on those beliefs. Then we'll have to make sure he never decides to become our enemy, Hiruzen said. Keep him close, train him, give him missions that show him the good side of the shinobi system. With respect, Hokage-sama, I don't think that will work. He's not a child who can be guided anymore. He's something else, something that reminds me of. Kakashi stopped himself. Of what? Of what I imagine a young Madara Uchiha might have been like, before he turned against the village. The temperature in the office seemed to drop. Wave Country. Team 7's first C-rank mission came a month later. In that time, Naruto had continued his underground fights at night, growing stronger with each bout. Sasuke trained obsessively, pushing his Sharingan to 3 Tomo in his desperate attempt to close the gap. Sakura, realizing she was completely outclassed, had begun studying medical ninjutsu under Kakashi's recommendation. The mission was simple. Escort a bridge builder named Tazuna back to Wave Country. Protect him while he completed his bridge. What wasn't mentioned was that Tazuna had lied about the mission rank. He was being targeted by one of the most dangerous missing nin in the world, Zabuza Momochi, the demon of the hidden mist. When the demon brothers attacked on the road, Naruto didn't even blink. The moment the assassins revealed themselves, Naruto moved. His speed had increased exponentially over the past month. He crossed the distance to the first brother before the assassin could process the movement. Too slow. Naruto's fist caved in the assassin's chest with a sickening crunch. The man flew backward, slamming into a tree with enough force to snap the trunk. He wouldn't be getting back up. The second brother had a moment to register his partner's death before Naruto appeared in front of him. Wait. Monster Calamity Godslayer fist, crushing blow. The assassin's head separated from his shoulders. Sakura screamed. Tazuna vomited. Sasuke's Sharingan spun, recording every millisecond of the brutal execution. Kakashi appeared too late to intervene, his hand halfway to his kunai pouch. Naruto, they were defeated. You didn't need to. Kill them. Naruto finished, shaking blood from his hands. They attacked us with killing intent. This is the shinobi world, Sensei. We kill or we die. Or were you going to give me a speech about the will of fire and protecting comrades? His tone was mocking. There are rules, Kakashi said tightly. We take prisoners when possible. We interrogate. Chunin-level thugs from Kirigakure? Naruto interrupted. What would they know that's worth keeping them alive? Nothing. They're dead weight. Now we can move faster without worrying about prisoners. He turned to Tazuna. And you, old man, this is clearly not a C-rank mission. Who's really after you? Tazuna, pale and shaking, told them about Garou and his control over Wave Country, about how the bridge represented hope for the people, about how he'd lied about the mission rank because he couldn't afford better. So you risked our lives by lying, Naruto summarized. Normally, we'd turn back right now. But I'm curious about this Garou character. Someone who controls an entire country through economic tyranny? That's exactly the kind of hero I love to crush. Kakashi made the decision to continue, both because of the moral implications and because turning back might mean facing Naruto's wrath for abandoning people who needed help. The boy had twisted morals, but he seemed to genuinely hate those who exploited the weak. At Tazuna's house, they met Tsunami and Inari. The young boy's cynical worldview about heroes not existing resonated with Naruto, but not in the way anyone expected. You're right, Naruto told Inari that evening. Heroes don't exist. What people call heroes are just strong people who win. The weak die and the strong survive. That's reality. Then why are you helping us? Inari asked bitterly. Because Garou is a false hero. He pretends to be legitimate while exploiting you all. I hate that kind of hypocrisy more than anything. Naruto's grin was sharp. So I'm going to crush him, not because I'm a hero, but because I enjoy destroying false heroes. The next day, when Zabuza Momochi appeared in his signature mist, Naruto felt his pulse quicken with excitement. Well, well, Zabuza said, his massive blade resting on his shoulder. The copy ninja Kakashi. This might be entertaining. And you're the demon of the hidden mist, Naruto called out, stepping forward. One of the 7 swordsmen. A real missing 9 instead of the chunin trash we dealt with yesterday. Zabuza's eyes narrowed behind his face wraps. Cocky brat. Confident brat, Naruto corrected. There's a difference. See, I've been wanting to fight someone of your level. Those underground fighters were getting boring. Kakashi-sensei is too cautious to really cut loose against his own student. But you? His grin widened. You'll try to kill me for real. Perfect. Naruto, stand down, Kakashi ordered. This is beyond my level? Naruto laughed. Sensei, I've been beyond my level since I graduated. Let me have this one. Besides, red chakra began leaking from his body. If you interfere, I might accidentally include you in the fight. Zabuza laughed, a deep rumbling sound. I like your attitude, kid. Tell you what, I'll kill you first quickly. Consider it a warrior's mercy. Try it. Zabuza moved through hand seals. Hidden mist jutsu. Dense fog rolled across the bridge, reducing visibility to near zero. It was Zabuza's signature technique, turning any battlefield into his personal hunting ground. 8 points. Zabuza's voice echoed through the mist. Larynx, spine, lungs, liver, jugular, subclavian artery, kidneys, heart. Which will it be, brat? His killing intent crashed over Team 7 like a physical weight. Sakura froze, unable to move. Sasuke's Sharingan spun frantically, trying to pierce the mist. Kakashi tensed, ready to intervene, but Naruto just laughed. Killing intent? That's cute. His own aura exploded outward, not just killing intent, but something rawer. More primal, the combined malice of Naruto's hatred and Kurama's centuries of rage. Let me show you what real terror feels like. The mist actually recoiled from Naruto's presence. Zabuza felt ice water flood his veins. This wasn't a genin's aura. This was something monstrous wearing human skin. What the hell are you? I'm the guy who's going to take your head, Naruto replied, his voice carrying through the mist with perfect clarity. And your technique? I can already see through it. It wasn't a bluff. Naruto's instincts, honed through countless underground fights, allowed him to read air currents and sound. He didn't need eyes when his entire body had become a sensor. Zabuza's blade cut through the fog, aimed at Naruto's neck with the speed and precision of a master swordsman. Naruto's hand caught the blade, not deflected, not blocked. He caught the enormous sword with his bare hand, red chakra coating his palm to prevent it from cutting through. Fast, Naruto admitted, but not fast enough. He yanked the sword and Zabuza forward, his other fist already moving in a devastating uppercut. Monster Calamity Godslayer Fist, Rising Dragon Strike. The punch connected with Zabuza's jaw with enough force to lift the grown man off his feet. The executioner's blade flew from Zabuza's grip, spinning through the air before embedding itself in the bridge. Zabuza crashed down hard, his jaw shattered, blood spraying from his mouth. He tried to form hand seals, but Naruto was already there. Water prison jutsu, right? That's what you were going for? Naruto's foot slammed into Zabuza's chest, pinning him to the bridge. Too predictable. You relied too much on your mist and that big sword. Take those away, and you're just another thug with an inflated reputation. Naruto, enough! Kakashi shouted. We can take him as a prisoner. Why? Naruto asked genuinely. He's a wanted criminal who murders for money. The world is better off without him. He raised his fist, red chakra swirling around it. Besides, his techniques are now mine. I've analyzed everything about how he moves, how he thinks, how he fights. He has nothing left to teach me. Before Naruto could deliver the killing blow, Senbon needles struck Zabuza in the neck. The missing nin went limp, apparently dead. A hunter nin from Kirigakure appeared, wearing a mask. Thank you for weakening him. I'll take the body from here. Naruto's eyes narrowed. You're not a hunter nin. What? Kakashi turned to look at the masked figure. Hunter nin destroy the body on sight to prevent techniques from being stolen. They don't take bodies away. Naruto's grin was knowing. You're Zabuza's accomplice. Probably faked his death with those needles hitting non-lethal points. Planning to escape and recover, right? The fake hunter nin stiffened. Smart plan, Naruto continued. But it won't work, because I know where you'll go to recover, and I know you're not strong enough to stop me from finishing what I started. You're bluffing, the masked figure said, a young boy's voice. Am I? Naruto's chakra surged. Want to test that theory right now? I'm happy to kill you both and save myself the trouble of hunting you down later. The boy grabbed Zabuza's body and vanished in a burst of speed, clearly unwilling to fight. Kakashi let out a breath. You let them go. I let them run, Naruto corrected. There's a difference. Let them heal up, get stronger, come back at full power. Then I'll crush them properly. What's the point of winning if your opponent can make excuses? Over the next week, Naruto trained while Kakashi recovered from chakra exhaustion. But Naruto didn't train with his team. He trained alone, integrating Zabuza's techniques into his own style. By watching the fight once, he learned the principles of silent killing. The mist technique itself required water nature chakra he didn't have, but the concepts, the patience, the precision, the ruthless efficiency, those he absorbed completely. When Zabuza and Haku returned for the final confrontation on the bridge, they found a very different Naruto waiting for them. You came back, Naruto said, sounding genuinely pleased. Good. I was getting bored. Zabuza's jaw had healed, courtesy of Haku's medical skills. You won't catch me off guard again, brat. This time, I'll show you the difference between a Genin and a Jonin-level missing nin. Please do, Naruto replied. I want you at full power when I break you. The fight began explosively. Zabuza unleashed his water-style techniques with abandon, flooding the bridge with massive water dragons and vortexes. Haku created his ice mirrors, preparing to freeze Naruto in place. It didn't matter. Naruto moved through the water techniques like they didn't exist, his evolved combat instincts allowing him to predict and evade every attack. When Haku's ice mirrors surrounded him, Naruto simply punched through them, pure physical force shattering the supposedly unbreakable technique. Impossible, Haku gasped. Those mirrors are reinforced with chakra. And my fists are reinforced with something stronger. Naruto replied, Will. He grabbed Haku by the throat mid-escape, slamming the boy into the bridge hard enough to crack stone. You're fast, I'll give you that. But speed without power is meaningless. And your ice? He squeezed, making Haku gasp. It's just frozen water, nothing special. Let him go, Zabuza roared, charging with his restored blade. Naruto threw Haku at Zabuza, forcing the missing nin to choose between catching his companion or pressing the attack. Zabuza chose to catch Haku, and in that moment of distraction, Naruto closed the distance. Monster Calamity Godslayer Fist. Crushing. Zabuza brought his blade up to block. The sword shattered. The Executioner's Blade, one of the legendary weapons of the Seven Swordsmen, broke apart under the force of Naruto's chakra-enhanced punch. Zabuza stared in disbelief as his sword, his symbol, his legacy fell to pieces. That sword has survived battles with Kaji-level opponents. Zabuza whispered. How did you? Because I'm going to surpass Kaji level, Naruto interrupted. Your sword, your techniques, your reputation, they're all just stepping stones on my path. His fist struck Zabuza's chest, not to kill, but to demonstrate the power gap. You're not even a real challenge anymore. Zabuza collapsed, coughing blood. Haku tried to rise to defend him, but Naruto's foot pinned the boy down effortlessly. You've got heart, Naruto told them. Both of you. But heart doesn't matter when your opponent is evolution incarnate. Every second I fight, I grow stronger. By the time you figured out a strategy against my initial power level, I'd already surpassed that and moved to the next stage. Garou arrived with his army of thugs, planning to kill everyone and take over the bridge. He laughed at the sight of Zabuza defeated. Already counting his profits, Naruto turned to look at the criminal overlord, and his eyes were cold. You're Garou. That's right. And you little. You exploit the weak. You hide behind hired swords and economic manipulation. You're exactly the kind of false hero I despise most. Naruto started walking toward the army of thugs. Let me show you the difference between someone who hides behind power and someone who is power. What followed was a massacre. Naruto tore through Garou's thugs like paper. No jutsu, no special techniques, just pure, overwhelming taijutsu that demonstrated the absolute gap between a trained fighter and common criminals. Within 2 minutes, 50 men lay broken and unconscious. Garou tried to run. Naruto let him get 10 steps before appearing in front of him. Please, I can pay you. Whatever you want. I don't want money, Naruto said softly. I want people like you to stop existing. His fist went through Garou's chest. The people of Wave Country watched in stunned silence as Naruto stood over Garou's corpse, drenched in blood, looking more like a demon than a human. But to their surprise, Naruto turned to them and smiled. Not the cruel smile he'd shown his enemies, but something almost gentle. You're free now. No one's going to exploit you anymore. Build your bridge. Live your lives. He started walking back to where Team 7 waited. Just remember, freedom isn't given, it's taken. Don't wait for heroes to save you next time. Save yourselves. Tazuna fell to his knees, tears streaming down his face. Thank you. Thank you so much. Don't thank me, Naruto called back. I didn't do this for you. I did it because I hate people like Garou. It just happened to benefit you. On the journey back to Konoha, Kakashi tried to address Naruto's brutality. You didn't need to kill all those people. Didn't I, Naruto countered. Garou was a cancer on that country. His thugs were willing murderers. What was I supposed to do? Arrest them? Hand them over to whatever corrupt authorities let them operate in the first place? He shook his head. No. The only way to truly eliminate a threat is to destroy it completely. Half measures just let evil regenerate. That's not how the shinobi system works, Kakashi argued. I know. That's why the shinobi system is broken and needs to be destroyed. Naruto's voice was matter of fact. But don't worry, Sensei. I'm not starting that war yet. I still have a lot to learn, a lot of opponents to defeat, a lot of strength to gain. His grin returned. The Kages are waiting for me after all, and I wouldn't want to disappoint them by showing up weak. In his mindscape, Kurama laughed. Kid, you're going to burn this world down, and I'm going to enjoy every second of it. Damn right, Naruto agreed. This is just the beginning. When they returned to Konoha, the Hokage summoned Naruto immediately. Hiruzen Sarutobi looked at the boy, no, the young man, standing before him with a mix of sadness and resignation. Kakashi's report says you killed over 50 people in Wave Country. Accurate, Naruto confirmed. Most were non-combatants. Thugs, yes, but not trained shinobi. Also accurate. What's your point, Hokage-sama? Hiruzen took a long pull from his pipe. My point is that your actions, while technically within the mission parameters, show a disturbing lack of restraint, a complete willingness to kill without hesitation. In a world of killers, hesitation is death, Naruto replied. You're the Hokage. You've killed more people than I can count. What's the difference between us? The difference is that I kill when necessary, not when convenient. I take no pleasure in death. Naruto's laugh was bitter. Don't you? Then why are you called the god of shinobi? Why do people fear and respect your name? Because of your merciful nature? He leaned forward. No, it's because when you fought, you were overwhelming, absolute, unstoppable. People respected you because you had the power to destroy them all. That's exactly it, Naruto interrupted. You just dressed it up in pretty words like will of fire and protecting the village. But at the end of the day, you maintained peace through the threat of violence. You're the biggest monster in this village, Hokage-sama. You just have a better reputation than the Ninetales. Hiruzen was silent for a long moment. What do you want, Naruto? Really? I told you. I'm going to hunt the Kages, all of them. I'm going to tear down this hypocritical system and show the world what real strength looks like. Naruto's eyes blazed with conviction. And then, when I'm standing on top of their broken bodies, I'll reshape this world into something honest. No more pretending killers are heroes. No more hiding violence behind noble words. You're describing tyranny. I'm describing truth. Naruto stood. Are we done here? I have training to do. Hiruzen waved him away, suddenly feeling very old. When Naruto left, the Hokage called in his Anbu. Monitor him. Constantly. Report any suspicious activities immediately. Hi, Hokage-sama. But they wouldn't find anything. Because Naruto's real training happened in places Anbu couldn't follow, in the underground rings where he fought increasingly powerful opponents, in the deep forests where he pushed his Kurama fusion to new limits, in the solitude of his own mind, where he and the Ninetales plotted their future. The Chunin exams are coming up, Kurama rumbled. That's when we start making our real move. I know, Naruto replied. Shinobi from all the major villages, including Sand. Perfect opportunity to demonstrate my power and start building my reputation. Reputation is what? Naruto's grin was feral. As the monster they always said I was, as the Kage hunter, as the beginning of the end for the old shinobi order. The Chunin exams. 3 months after Wave Country, the Chunin exams arrived. Naruto had continued growing stronger at an exponential rate. His underground fights had progressed to the point where even Jonin-level opponents fell before him. His monster Calamity God Slayer fist had evolved to incorporate dozens of different fighting styles. When Kakashi recommended Team 7 for the exams, Sasuke was excited, Sakura was nervous, and Naruto was bored. Chunin exams, he said dismissively. A tournament for children playing at being warriors? It's also where you'll face shinobi from other villages, Kakashi pointed out, including Sand where they have their own Jinchuriki. That got Naruto's attention. Garou of the desert, the one tail, yeah, I've heard of him. His grin returned. Now that might be interesting. The first exam, the written test, was a joke. While other Genin struggled with the psychological warfare and information gathering, Naruto simply filled out the answers correctly. His underground connections had given him access to information most Genin never saw, including mission reports and tactical analyses that made the test trivial. Ibiki Morino, the proctor, noticed. How did you? I'm smarter than I look, Naruto interrupted. And I have better information sources than your test makers assumed. Next, the 10th question came. The threat of never being allowed to take the Chunin exams again. Other Genin panicked. Naruto raised his hand. I have a question about the 10th question. What? Ibiki asked, thrown off his script. What happens if I refuse to take it, but still become a Chunin through other means? Say, by demonstrating overwhelming power that makes my rank irrelevant? Naruto's tone was casual, but his eyes were sharp. Because honestly, I don't care about being a Chunin. I'm only here because it's a convenient way to fight strong opponents from other villages. Ibiki blinked. In all his years proctoring, no one had ever questioned the fundamental premise of the test itself. That's not how it works. Sure it is. Ranks are just titles. Power is real. If I'm stronger than everyone here, does it matter what my official rank is? Naruto leaned back in his chair. But fine, I'll play your game. Ask your question. It won't matter anyway. The test continued according to script, but Ibiki filed a report about the blonde Genin who'd somehow seen through the entire psychological setup immediately. The second exam in the Forest of Death was where Naruto truly began to show his nature. Anko Mitarashi explained the rules. You have 5 days to reach the tower with both scrolls. Many of you will die. In fact, I'm hoping. Yeah, it's dangerous. People die. Try not to be one of them, Naruto interrupted, yawning. Can we just start? I'm hungry for some real fights. Anko's killing intent crashed down on him. What was that, brat? Naruto's own aura rose to meet hers and exceeded it. The other Genin felt the pressure and stumbled back. This wasn't just killing intent. It was the promise of violence from something that had killed before and would kill again. Anko actually stepped back. What the hell are you? Someone who's killed more people than you have, probably, Naruto replied casually. Now can we start? Or do you need to measure bloodlust some more? The exam began. Team 7 entered the forest, and immediately Naruto took point. Stay back, he told Sasuke and Sakura. I'm going hunting. Hunting for what? Sakura asked. Everything. What followed was a systematic destruction of every team they encountered. Naruto didn't just take their scrolls. He dominated them so thoroughly that several teams quit on the spot rather than face him again. An AIM team attacked with water techniques. Naruto copied their jutsu mid-battle and sent it back twice as strong, drowning them in their own technique. A Kusa team tried to ambush them. Naruto sensed them from 100 yards away and intercepted them before they could spring their trap. The fight lasted 30 seconds. A particularly strong Taki team, led by a Jonin-level Genin, lasted almost 2 minutes. Naruto complimented them before breaking the leader's arms. You're actually pretty good, Naruto told the crying Taki ninja. In a normal Chunin exam, you might have won, but I'm not normal, and you were unlucky enough to meet me. He took their scroll. Train harder. Maybe next time you'll last 3 minutes. Sasuke watched all of this with his Sharingan active, recording every technique, every movement. But the more he watched, the more he realized he couldn't copy what Naruto did. Because Naruto wasn't using techniques, He was using pure fighting instinct combined with overwhelming physical ability. "He's a monster," Sasuke muttered. "Now you're getting it," Naruto called back, somehow hearing the whisper from 50 feet away. "Monsters don't need fancy bloodlines or special techniques. We just need to be strong enough that nothing else matters." Then they encountered Orochimaru. The Sannin appeared in his Kusa disguise, his chakra signature wrong in a way that made Naruto's instincts scream danger. This wasn't a genin or even a jonin. This was something on a completely different level. "Interesting," Orochimaru hissed, his true nature leaking through. "You can sense me, can't you?" "You reek of snakes and desperation," Naruto replied, settling into a combat stance. "And you're staring at the Uchiha like he's a piece of meat. Let me guess, you want his body for some creepy body-switching technique?" Orochimaru's eyes widened fractionally. "How perceptive. But you?" He studied Naruto with disturbing intensity. "You're the real prize here, the Nine-Tails Jinchuriki who's synchronized with his Biju. Do you know how rare that is?" "Don't care. Are we fighting or are you going to keep talking?" Orochimaru's laugh was a terrible sound. "Oh, I like you. But first..." He moved faster than a genin should be able to track, appearing behind Sasuke. "Let me leave a gift for the Uchiha." Before Naruto could intervene, Orochimaru bit Sasuke's neck, implanting the cursed seal. Sasuke screamed and collapsed. Naruto's aura exploded. Red chakra flooded out of him in waves, taking on a monstrous form. "You just made a mistake, Snake." "Did I?" Orochimaru watched with interest as Naruto's transformation progressed. "How fascinating. You're not losing control. You're deliberately fusing with the Kyuubi's power. I must study this." "Study this. Monster Calamity God Slayer Fist Full Power!" Naruto launched himself at Orochimaru with speed that left craters in the ground. His fist, coated in red chakra, struck where the Sannin had been standing and obliterated 3 trees behind the position. Orochimaru dodged, but barely. "Such power! You're not even a proper shinobi yet, and you're forcing me to actually evade!" "Shut up and fight!" The battle that followed was brief but intense. Naruto unleashed everything he'd learned, every technique, every fighting style, every ounce of power he'd cultivated. He moved faster than Orochimaru expected, hit harder than a genin had any right to, and adapted to the Sannin's snake-based techniques with frightening speed. But Orochimaru was a Sannin, a Kage-level opponent with decades of experience and forbidden techniques at his disposal. "Impressive," Orochimaru admitted, blocking a devastating combination. "You're far stronger than any genin I've encountered. In a few years, you might even surpass me." He formed hand seals. "But right now, you're still just a child, 5-pronged seal." His hand shot forward, aiming to seal Naruto's chakra. But Naruto's combat instinct screamed warning, and he twisted at the last second. The seal still connected, but only partially. Pain exploded through Naruto's chakra network. His transformation flickered, the Kurama fusion disrupted. "There," Orochimaru said, satisfied. "That should suppress your power until you learn to break it. Consider it a lesson. Strength alone isn't enough. You need technique, knowledge, experience." He started melting into the ground. "I look forward to seeing how you grow, Naruto-kun. Perhaps we'll meet again when you're ready to hunt your first Kage." And he was gone. Naruto collapsed to his knees, breathing hard. The partial seal was wreaking havoc with his chakra control. For the first time since his evolution began, he felt limited. "That bastard sealed part of me," Kurama growled. "I can break it, but it'll take time." "Then we have time to learn," Naruto replied, forcing himself to stand. He looked at Sasuke's unconscious form, the cursed seal already beginning to spread. "That snake saw something in the Uchiha. We need to be careful. If Sasuke gets stronger from that mark, he might actually become useful. Or a liability. Then we'll deal with it when it happens." Sakura had hidden during the fight, smart enough to recognize she'd only get in the way. Now she emerged, pale and shaking. Is Sasuke going to be okay?" "Probably," Naruto said, picking up the unconscious Uchiha. "That seal is meant to make him stronger, not kill him. The snake wants him alive for something." He started walking toward the tower. "Come on, we're getting out of this forest before anything else shows up." They reached the tower in 3 days, not because they had to hurry, but because Naruto eliminated every team in their path with such efficiency that they collected extra scrolls along the way. The proctors were shocked when Team 7 arrived, not just with their required scrolls, but with 8 extras. How did you? We fought everyone we met, Naruto explained. Most gave up after I broke a few bones. Some tried to keep fighting. I took their scrolls as prizes. He dumped the extras on the desk. You can return these to the teams if they survive, or keep them. I don't care. In the preliminary rounds, Naruto's first match was against Kiba Inuzuka and Akamaru. The fight lasted less than a minute. Kiba opened with his signature move, Fang over Fang! Naruto stood still, hands in his pockets, and let Kiba's spinning attack approach. At the last possible second, he sidestepped and delivered a single palm strike to Kiba's stomach. The Inuzuka flew backward, coughing blood, and didn't get up. Akamaru whimpered and dragged his partner to safety. Next, Naruto called out, not even breathing hard. His second match was against a Sanjinin who used puppets. Naruto destroyed every puppet with his bare hands, then knocked out the puppeteer with a pebble thrown at high velocity. Boring. His third match was what he'd been waiting for. Neji Hyuga. The Hyuga prodigy entered the arena with complete confidence, his Byakugan activated, seeing Naruto's chakra network in perfect detail. You're strong for a Genin, but against the Byakugan and the Gentle Fist, you have no chance. Really? Naruto's grin was vicious. I've been wanting to fight a Hyuga. Your clan's technique is famous. The perfect defense and the perfect offense. Let's see if it lives up to the hype. 8 trigrams, 64 palms. Neji attacked with the Hyuga clan's ultimate technique. His strikes aimed to close Naruto's tenketsu and cripple his chakra system. His hands moved in a blur, each strike perfectly placed. Naruto didn't dodge, he countered. His hands moved to intercept Neji's strikes, not blocking but deflecting, using the principles of water stream rock smashing fist to redirect the Hyuga's own momentum. For every strike Neji launched, Naruto's hands were there to turn it aside. Impossible, Neji gasped. You're copying the Gentle Fist's principles mid-battle. Not copying, Naruto corrected. Improving. His counter-strike shot through Neji's guard and struck the Hyuga's shoulder, not with chakra but with pure physical force. Your Gentle Fist is good, but it assumes your opponent can't adapt. That's its weakness. The fight escalated. Neji pushed himself harder than he ever had, using techniques he'd learned in secret from the main branch. His Byakugan tracked every movement, predicted every attack. It didn't matter. Naruto evolved faster than Neji could adapt. Every technique the Hyuga used, Naruto analyzed and incorporated elements into his own fighting style. Within 3 minutes, Naruto was using Gentle Fist principles combined with his own Monster Calamity Godslayer fist. You talk about fate, Naruto said, catching Neji's wrist mid-strike. About how people can't escape their destiny. But you're wrong. Fate is just another word for giving up. He twisted, throwing Neji to the ground. I was fated to be hated, to be weak, to be a weapon. But I chose to become something else. I chose to evolve. His foot came down on Neji's chest, pinning him. Your fate? Right now, it's losing to someone you thought was beneath you. How's that feel? Neji tried to move, but his body wouldn't respond. Multiple tenketsu had been sealed, not by Naruto using chakra techniques, but through precise strikes to pressure points that accomplished the same effect through purely physical means. Winner, Naruto Uzumaki. As Naruto walked away, he felt Orochimaru's seal weaken slightly. Fighting strong opponents, pushing his limits. It was breaking down the suppression. Good. He'd be back to full power soon. The final preliminary match was Sasuke versus someone else, but Naruto didn't care. He was focused on the board showing the final tournament brackets. His next opponent, Garou of the Desert. Perfect. The month of training. The month between preliminaries and finals was supposed to be for intensive training. Naruto spent it hunting, not hunting enemies, hunting techniques. He broke into the Konoha library, not the public section, but the restricted areas where Jonin-level scrolls were kept. His underground connections had given him information about the security, and his evolved speed made avoiding Anbu patrols trivial. He studied advanced taijutsu, learning the theory behind techniques he'd only experienced in combat. He analyzed chakra control methods, finding ways to adapt them to his fusion with Kurama. He even found scrolls on the Flying Thunder God technique, though he recognized it would take years to master. But the real treasure was a scroll on physical enhancement. Techniques for pushing the body beyond natural limits through controlled chakra infusion. This wasn't the crude chakra boost most shinobi used. This was systematic, scientific enhancement. Naruto absorbed it all. He also sought out strong opponents. Not in Konoha, where his actions were monitored, but in the surrounding countries. He traveled under cover of night, seeking underground fight clubs and criminal hideouts. In 1 month, Naruto fought a samurai master from the land of iron who taught him blade awareness without weapons, 3 Jonin-level missing nin from different villages, each with unique fighting styles, a former Anbu captain who specialized in assassination techniques, an elderly taijutsu master who'd once trained with the second Hokage. Every opponent made him stronger. Every fight evolved his techniques. His monster calamity god slayer fist grew more refined, more deadly, more perfect. By the time the finals arrived, Naruto had undergone another transformation. Not physical, those would come later, but philosophical. He'd refined his goal. He wouldn't just hunt the Kages. He would systematically dismantle the entire shinobi power structure. The Kages were symbols, but symbols were worthless without the system supporting them. First, he would demonstrate overwhelming individual power at the Chunin exams. Second, he would join Akatsuki, not as a tool, but as an independent agent who would use their resources while pursuing his own agenda. Third, he would begin hunting S-rank missing nin, both to grow stronger and to build his reputation as the Kaji hunter. Only then, when he was truly unstoppable, would he begin taking down the Kages themselves. Ambitious plan? Kurama noted. I like it. We have time, Naruto replied. The exams are just the opening act. By the time I'm done, the whole shinobi world will know my name and fear it. The finals, Gaara vs. Naruto. The Chunin exam finals arrived with massive fanfare. Dignitaries from across the shinobi world gathered to watch, including the Kazekage himself, though Naruto's instincts told him something was wrong about the man's chakra signature. When Naruto's match against Gaara was called, the arena went silent. Everyone had heard stories about both fighters. Gaara, the monster of sand who killed without mercy. Naruto, the demon brat who dominated every opponent in the preliminaries. They faced each other across the arena floor. Gaara's sand swirled protectively around him, animated by Shukaku's malevolent chakra. His eyes were dead, empty of everything except the desire to prove his existence through murder. You're like me, Gaara said, his voice hollow. You have a demon inside you. You know what it's like to be hated. No, Naruto replied. I'm nothing like you. What? You let their hatred break you. You became what they feared because you didn't know anything else. Naruto's grin was sharp. I became what they feared because I chose to. There's a difference between being shaped by trauma and weaponizing it. Gaara's sand lashed out on reflex, but Naruto was already moving. He dodged the initial strike with casual ease, his evolved instincts reading the sand's movement patterns instantly. Sand coffin! Gaara roared, sending waves of sand to engulf Naruto. Too slow. Naruto appeared behind Gaara, his hand already in motion. But the automatic sand defense activated, forming a barrier between them. Interesting, Naruto thought, his fist rebounding from the sand. His defense is automatic. His subconscious controls it. You can't break through my absolute defense, Gaara declared. My sand is faster than any attack. Is it? Naruto's grin widened. Let's test that. He attacked in a blur, not one strike, but dozens. His hands moved faster than most spectators could see, each punch and kick testing different angles of Gaara's defense. The sand responded automatically, but with each strike, Naruto learned more about its patterns. It prioritizes threats based on speed and power. It has a maximum response time. And he feinted high, struck low, and his fist actually grazed Gaara's leg before the sand could fully block. It can be overcome with pure speed. Impossible. Gaara's eyes widened. No one's ever. Don't feel special. I'm faster than everyone. Naruto pressed his advantage, his strikes coming even quicker now that he understood the defense's limitations. Your sand is impressive, but it's still just sand, and sand. His fist broke through the defense completely, striking Gaara's shoulder. Can't evolve. Gaara screamed, more from shock than pain. His blood, his own blood, dripped from where Naruto's attack had connected. For someone who'd never been injured before, it was a fundamental crack in his worldview. Mother wants your blood. Gaara clutched his head, Shukaku's influence growing. Mother says you're strong. Mother says killing you will prove I exist. Your mother is a Biju who's been sealed and tortured for decades, Naruto said bluntly. Of course it wants blood. But you know what? I've got a Biju too, and we actually get along. Want to know the difference? Red chakra exploded from Naruto's body, but unlike Gaara's unstable transformation, this was controlled, focused. The partial Kurama fusion enhanced his strength and speed without consuming his sanity. The difference, Naruto continued, his voice echoing with demonic undertones, is that we're partners, not prisoner and jailer, not tool and user, partners in evolution and destruction. He moved, and Gaara's sand couldn't keep up. Naruto's speed, already enhanced by his training, was now boosted by Kurama's chakra to levels that made him seem to teleport. His fists rained down on Gaara's defense from impossible angles, each strike carrying enough force to crack stone. Gaara's sand cocoon formed around him, his ultimate defense. The arena waited to see what Naruto would do. Naruto looked at the cocoon, then at his own fist. Then he smiled. You know what? I've been holding back because I didn't want to reveal this yet. But fighting you, another Jinchuriki who chose to be a monster, you deserve to see what real evolution looks like. He pulled his fist back, red chakra concentrating around it. Not a jutsu, not a technique, just pure concentrated power. Monster Calamity God Slayer fist. Absolute destruction. His fist shot forward. The cocoon exploded. Sand scattered in all directions as Naruto's punch shattered Gaara's ultimate defense like paper. The Kazekage in the stands leaned forward, his interest clearly piqued. This wasn't normal power for a genin. Inside the destroyed cocoon, Gaara was transforming. Shukaku's influence consumed him, one arm becoming monstrous and sand-like. I'll kill you! I'll prove I exist by killing you. You want to prove you exist? Naruto asked, dodging the massive sand claw. Then stop hiding behind your Biju and fight me yourself. He struck the transformed arm, his chakra-enhanced fist actually damaging Shukaku's manifestation. I use Kurama's power, but I'm still me. You're just letting your Biju control you. The fight escalated into a destructive clash that destroyed large sections of the arena. Gaara's transformations became more complete, more violent. Naruto's Kurama fusion deepened in response, his body taking on minor fox-like characteristics, sharper teeth, slit pupil eyes, claw-like nails. They were both monsters now, and the spectators watched in horrified fascination. But despite Shukaku's power, despite Gaara's lifetime of killing intent, Naruto was winning. Because while Gaara was losing himself to his Biju's rage, Naruto maintained perfect control. Every strike was calculated, every dodge was precise. His evolution continued even mid-battle, adapting to Shukaku's techniques. Sand tsunami. A massive wave of sand crashed toward Naruto, enough to bury him completely. Instead of dodging, Naruto charged directly at it. You think sand can stop me? I'll show you what unstoppable really means. His fist, coated in red chakra, punched through the wave. The sand parted around him like water around a ship's prow. He emerged on the other side without a scratch. Gaara stared in disbelief. How are you so strong? Because I never stop evolving, Naruto replied. Every battle makes me stronger. Every opponent teaches me something new. You're strong, Gaara. Probably the strongest genin here besides me. But you stagnated. You relied on your absolute defense and never pushed past it. He appeared in front of Gaara faster than the sand could intercept. Want to know the secret of true strength? It's not about defense. It's not about never getting hurt. It's about getting back up every time you're knocked down and coming back stronger than before. His fist struck Gaara's face, not with killing intent, but with controlled force. Enough to hurt, to make a point, but not to kill. Gaara crashed to the ground, his transformation receding. Blood dripped from his nose. He looked up at Naruto with eyes that, for the first time in years, showed something other than emptiness. You're stronger than me. Right now, yes, Naruto confirmed. But you can change that. Stop letting your Biju control you. Stop defining yourself by their hatred. Choose what you want to be. Before Gaara could respond, chaos erupted. An explosion rocked the Kaji box. Feathers began falling from the sky, a mass genjutsu putting spectators to sleep. Sound ninja revealed themselves throughout the arena. The invasion of Konoha had begun. But Naruto wasn't concerned with saving the village. He was staring at the Kazekage box, where the Kazekage had just revealed his true face, Orochimaru. The snake had killed the real Kazekage and infiltrated the exams. This was all a setup for an invasion. Naruto's grin was savage. Now this is more like it. A real fight. Naruto! Kakashi appeared beside him. We need to help evacuate. I'm not here to save anyone, Sensei, Naruto interrupted. I'm here to fight strong opponents, and it looks like several just showed up. He pointed to where the Sound Four were summoning a barrier around Orochimaru and the Hokage. That snake owes me for the seal he put on me. I think I'll go collect. Naruto, the village has hundreds of shinobi to defend it. What it needs is for me to remove the biggest threat. Naruto took off running toward the barrier, his speed leaving Kakashi behind. Besides, if the Hokage dies, that's one Kage down. That works for me either way. Sasuke, whose cursed seal was activating from the chakra in the air, chased after Naruto. Wait, Orochimaru is mine too. Yours? Naruto glanced back. The snake put a seal on you to make you his puppet. He put a seal on me as a challenge. We're not the same, Uchiha, but fine. Keep up if you can. They raced toward the barrier where the Hokage and Orochimaru would fight, Sakura and Kakashi following behind. But Naruto knew the barrier couldn't be broken from outside. He'd have to wait until either the Hokage won, unlikely given Orochimaru's preparation, or the barrier came down. Instead, he turned his attention to the invading forces. Sound Ninja and Sand Ninja poured into Konoha, attacking civilians and shinobi alike. Perfect prey. Kakashi-sensei, I'm going hunting, Naruto declared. Try to keep the Uchiha from doing something stupid. Naruto, we should coordinate with. But Naruto was already gone, diving into the chaos with the enthusiasm of a predator entering a feeding ground. What followed was a systematic slaughter. Naruto tore through the invasion forces like a natural disaster. He didn't use jutsu. He didn't need to. His taijutsu, his speed, his Kurama-enhanced strength were more than enough. A squad of sound chunin attacked him with coordinated sound-based techniques. Naruto dodged the sonic attacks and countered with a devastating series of strikes that left all four unconscious in seconds. Too weak. A group of sand jonin tried to trap him with wind techniques. Naruto walked through their attacks like they didn't exist, his chakra-enhanced body tanking damage that should have shredded him. Then he retaliated with a single punch that created a shockwave strong enough to knock them all down. Boring. He found himself facing one of Orochimaru's experiments, a genetically modified shinobi with enhanced strength and durability. The creature roared and charged. Naruto didn't even use his Kurama fusion. He simply stood his ground and punched the creature when it got close. His fist went through the enhanced body like paper. Disappointment after disappointment. Kurama was laughing in his mind. This is barely a warm-up for you now. You've evolved so far past these fodder that they can't even register as threats. I know, but every opponent beaten, every technique witnessed, it all adds to my arsenal. Naruto grabbed a sound ninja who'd been trying to sneak up on him, not even looking back. And somewhere in this chaos, there might be someone worth fighting. He found that someone when he ran into Garou again. The sand ninja, having recovered from their fight, was now defending his siblings from a massive summoned snake. Need help? Naruto called out, appearing next to Garou. I can handle. I know you can, but this is more fun together. Naruto's grin was genuine. Besides, you and I are the same species now. Monsters. We should stick together. Garou stared at him, then something shifted in his expression. Not quite a smile. The sand ninja didn't know how anymore, but an acknowledgement. They fought the snake together, two Jinchuriki combining their powers. Gaara's sand crushed and constricted while Naruto struck with devastating physical force. Within minutes, the summon was dispelled. You're strong when you fight with purpose instead of just killing intent, Naruto noted. Remember that. Why are you helping me? Gaara asked. We were enemies minutes ago. Were we? I never wanted to kill you. I wanted to fight you. There's a difference. Naruto looked toward where the barrier still held around the Kage battle. Besides, you're a Jinchuriki. You've been treated like a weapon your whole life. I get that. When I start tearing down the shinobi system, I'll need strong people who understand why it needs to fall. Before Gaara could respond, the barrier shattered. Naruto's attention snapped to the Hokage box. The battle was over, and he could sense that the third Hokage's chakra was fading. Looks like Orochimaru won, Naruto said, though his tone wasn't celebratory. That's unfortunate. The old man was corrupt and hypocritical, but at least he was strong. Orochimaru's just a coward who steals bodies. He took off toward the box, arriving to find Orochimaru being driven back by the remaining Konoha forces. The snake was wounded, his arms sealed by the Hokage's final jutsu, the Reaper Deruto. Orochimaru's eyes gleamed despite his injury. "Still alive, I see? Have you broken my seal yet?" "Almost," Naruto replied, studying the scene. The third Hokage was dead, his body lying peacefully after sacrificing himself. "You killed him. That's one Kaji down, but not by my hand. Disappointing. You wanted to kill the Hokage yourself?" Orochimaru laughed, a pained sound. "How delicious, but you're not strong enough yet, boy. Give it a few years." "Maybe, but you're not getting those years." Naruto settled into a combat stance. "You're wounded, your arms are sealed, and I'm angry that you robbed me of a Kage fight. Time to die, Snake." Orochimaru's expression shifted to genuine concern. Even wounded and armless, he was still a Sannin. But this boy had evolved frighteningly since their last encounter, and without his arms, he couldn't use jutsu effectively. "Another time, perhaps," Orochimaru said, and before Naruto could attack, the snake Sannin retreated using one of his many escape techniques, his body sinking into the ground. Naruto didn't pursue. The snake would flee the village, and chasing him would expose how much stronger Naruto had become to the entire Konoha force. Better to let Orochimaru run and hunt him later. He turned to look at the dead Hokage. The villagers would mourn. They would call him a hero who sacrificed himself for the village. They would ignore that his policies had created the circumstances that led to this invasion. "Another false hero dies," Naruto said quietly. "But at least you died fighting. I can respect that." The invasion ended shortly after, with the Sound and Sand forces retreating. Konoha had won, but at great cost. The third Hokage was dead. Dozens of shinobi had fallen. The village was in chaos. Naruto walked through the devastation, untouched by the grief around him. He'd fought, he'd grown stronger, and he'd witnessed a Kage's death. All valuable experiences. The old man sealed Orochimaru's arms, Kurama noted. The snake will be seeking ways to heal them. That makes him vulnerable. And predictable, Naruto agreed. He'll either come for Tsunade of the Sannin or seek forbidden medical jutsu. Either way, he's a problem for later. More importantly, Naruto had made a connection with Gaara. The Sand Ninja had looked at him not with fear or hatred, but with something close to respect. That was useful. When Naruto eventually hunted the Kazekage, having Gaara's cooperation might make things smoother. In the days following the invasion, Jiraiya of the Sannin returned to Konoha to nominate Tsunade as 5th Hokage. But before leaving to find her, he called Naruto in for a meeting. "I'm Jiraiya, your godfather," he introduced himself. "I should have been here for you and I wasn't. For that, I apologize." Naruto looked at him without emotion. "You're apologizing now? After 12 years? What changed? Did the Nine Tails suddenly become useful to the village again?" Jiraiya flinched. "I had reasons for staying away. The third Hokage thought a lot of things that turned out to be wrong," Naruto interrupted. "He's dead now, so I guess we'll never know if he'd have changed his mind." He studied Jiraiya carefully. "You're one of the Sannin, legendary shinobi. I've heard stories about your strength." "I'm offering to train you," Jiraiya said, "to teach you control, technique, maybe even. Teach me to be a proper Konoha shinobi? To use my power for the village?" Naruto's laugh was bitter. "No thanks. I'm strong enough already, and I get stronger every day. What could you possibly teach me that I haven't already figured out myself?" "You're talented, I'll give you that," Jiraiya admitted. "But talent without guidance leads to what? Becoming the monster they always said I was?" Naruto's grin was sharp. "Too late. I already embraced that. And you know what? It feels great." He stood to leave. "But I'll give you some free advice, Godfather. When you bring back this Tsunade woman to be Hokage, warn her about me. Tell her there's a genin in this village who plans to hunt all the Kages eventually. Tell her to be ready. Because when I'm done growing stronger, she'll be on my list." Jiraiya watched him go, deeply troubled. This wasn't how the child of prophecy was supposed to turn out. This wasn't the student he was meant to train. But the signs were undeniable. Naruto Uzumaki had chosen his path, and it led to darkness. In the months following the Chunin exams, Naruto's name spread throughout the shinobi world, but not for the reasons Konoha wanted. He'd been promoted to Chunin based on his performance, though many jonin questioned whether someone with his stated intentions should hold any rank at all. The fifth Hokage, once Tsunade took the position, reviewed his file with growing concern. He openly declared his intention to hunt Kages, Tsunade said, reading Kakashi's reports. And no one stopped him? He hasn't actually done anything illegal, Shizune pointed out. Stating an ambition isn't a crime, even if that ambition is disturbing. And his power level? Tsunade asked Kakashi. Beyond any Chunin I've seen, probably beyond most jonin, his growth rate is exponential and he shows no signs of slowing down. Kakashi hesitated. Hokage-sama, I've fought in wars. I've faced S-rank missing nin, and I'm telling you now, if Naruto decides to become an enemy of this village, very few people could stop him. Maybe you, maybe Jiraiya-sama, maybe Guy if he opens the gates, but the cost would be catastrophic. Tsunade made a decision. Then we keep him close. Give him dangerous missions that channel his power productively. Make him feel valued. See the good side of the shinobi system. With respect, Hokage-sama, I don't think that will work, Kakashi said. He's not a child anymore. He's something else, something that chose to become a monster because he saw the truth about our system. Then we'll have to hope he never decides to act on his stated intentions. Tsunade replied grimly, but Naruto was already acting on them. He'd broken Orochimaru's seal completely, not through Jiraiya's help, which he refused, but through his own understanding of chakra and his partnership with Kurama. The Nine Tails had guided him through dismantling the seal from the inside, turning it into another evolutionary experience. At night, Naruto continued his underground fights, but he'd exhausted the local talent. He needed stronger opponents, which meant traveling further. He began hunting missing nun, not for bounties, though he collected those when convenient, but for experience. Every bingo book entry was a potential teacher, someone who could show him a new technique or force him to evolve in a new direction. He killed a B-rank missing nin from Iwa who specialized in earth techniques. Naruto absorbed the principles of using terrain to your advantage. He fought an A-rank missing nin from Kumo who used lightning-enhanced speed. Naruto copied the chakra flow pattern and integrated it into his own enhancement methods. He even tracked down a former Anbu captain from Kiri who'd gone rogue. The man was rumored to be Jonin commander level. The fight lasted 20 minutes, the longest Naruto had fought in months, and ended with the missing nin dead, and Naruto having learned advanced assassination techniques. His monster calamity god slayer fist evolved with each victory. What had started as a combination of copied taijutsu styles was becoming something transcendent, a fighting style that adapted mid-battle, that grew stronger with every exchange, that turned opponents' low techniques against them with improved efficiency, and his Kurama fusion deepened. They spent hours in his mindscape, Naruto and the Nine Tails, planning their future. The Akatsuki will come for me eventually, Naruto noted. They hunt Jinchuriki. Let them, Kurama replied. We'll make them an offer they can't refuse. You mean join them? Use them, Kurama corrected. They have resources, information, and power. We infiltrate their organization, learn everything we can, grow stronger fighting alongside S-rank criminals. Then, when we're ready, we discard them and move on to hunting Kages. I like how you think, partner. By the time Naruto turned 14, he was no longer a chunin in anyone's mind. He was a threat, a walking catastrophe waiting to happen. The Hokage kept him on a short leash, assigning him to teams with jonin instructors who could theoretically restrain him if necessary. It never worked. Naruto dominated every mission, completing objectives with brutal efficiency that left his teammates disturbed. He didn't torture or kill unnecessarily, but he showed zero hesitation when violence was needed. The target is neutralized. Hokage-sama became his standard mission report. Neutralized, not captured. Neutralized, not defeated. Neutralized, dead. His reputation grew. Whispers spread through the villages. The monster of Konoha, the demon brat who became the demon, the Kage hunter. Though he hadn't yet hunted a Kage, the name stuck because of his stated intentions. Then came the day Itachi Uchiha and Kasame Hoshigaki entered Konoha. Two Akatsuki members, both S-rank missing nin, infiltrating the village to scout out Naruto. They planned to intimidate him, test his power, and gather information for a future extraction. They found something very different from what they expected. Naruto sensed them immediately. His evolved instinct recognized the sheer killing intent both carried. He found them before they found him, appearing in an empty street where they'd stopped. "Akatsuki," Naruto said, studying them with interest. "I was wondering when you'd show up." Itachi Sharingan spun, analyzing the boy. "You're aware of us." "Of course, an organization hunting Biju? I'd be an idiot not to research you." Naruto's grin was sharp. "So what's the play here? Intimidation? Kidnapping? Or are you here to recruit me?" Kasame laughed. "Cocky brat, you know we're here for you, and you're not running?" "Why would I run from potential allies?" Naruto countered. "You want the Nine Tails. I am the Nine Tails. We're synchronized. You can't extract Kurama without killing me, and killing me means fighting someone who's killed A-rank missing nin for sport." "You claim to have killed A-rank opponents?" Itachi's voice was skeptical. "I don't claim anything. I do things." Naruto pulled out a bingo book from his pouch, flipping through pages marked with X's. 17 A-rank missing nin in the last 8 months. Each one stronger than typical jonin. Each one dead or permanently crippled by my hands. He tossed the book to Kasame, who caught it and flipped through with growing surprise. "These are all marked correctly. He's not lying. These missing nin have all been confirmed dead in the past year." "And you killed them," Itachi stated. "Every single one. Want to test if I'm strong enough to back up my reputation?" Naruto settled into a combat stance. "I've been curious about the Sharingan anyway. The Hyuga were disappointing, but maybe the Uchiha will be more interesting." Before the situation could escalate into a fight that would destroy half the village, Kakashi and Guy arrived with Anbu backup. But they hesitated because Naruto didn't look like he needed saving. He looked like he was enjoying himself. "Naruto, stand down," Kakashi ordered. "We'll handle." "Handle what? I was just talking to our guests." Naruto didn't take his eyes off Itachi. "But if you want to fight them, be my guest. I'll watch. Should be educational." The Akatsuki duo retreated, not because they were afraid, but because a full confrontation would reveal too much about their capabilities and plans. As they left, Itachi caught Naruto's eye. "We'll meet again, Naruto Uzumaki." "Looking forward to it," Naruto replied. "Next time, let's skip the foreplay and fight for real." After they left, Tsunade summoned Naruto immediately. "You just casually talked to S-rank criminals like they were old friends." "I was gathering intelligence," Naruto replied. "They wanted to intimidate me. Instead, I showed them I'm not afraid and might be useful to them. Now when they approach again, and they will, I'll have leverage." "Leverage to what?" "To join them, obviously." Naruto's casual tone made Tsunade's eye twitch. "Akatsuki is full of S-rank missing nin. Each one is stronger than anyone in this village except maybe you. If I want to grow stronger fast, what better training than fighting alongside the most dangerous criminals in the world?" "You're talking about becoming a missing nin," Tsunade said through gritted teeth. "Eventually, yes," Naruto nodded. "Did you think I'd stay in Konoha forever? I made my intentions clear from the start. I'm going to hunt Kages. Can't do that while serving as a Konoha shinobi. I could have you arrested right now." "You could try." Naruto's chakra flickered, a warning. "But think about the cost. How many people would die in the attempt? And if you succeeded in containing me, which is questionable, what would you do then? Seal me? That didn't work great last time? Execute me? The Nine Tails dies with me, and Kurama's not exactly going to cooperate with whoever becomes the next Jinchuriki." He stood to leave. "I'm not your enemy yet, Hokage-sama. When I leave Konoha, I'll do it cleanly. No attacking villagers, no stealing secrets, no dramatic betrayal. I'll just leave, and then I'll pursue my goals elsewhere." "Which are?" "I told you, hunt the Kages, dismantle the shinobi system, become so overwhelmingly powerful that the entire world has to acknowledge me as the ultimate monster." His grin was vicious. "Before creation, there must be destruction. I'm going to destroy the old order so something better can rise from the ashes." After he left, Tsunade slumped in her chair. "We're going to lose him." "We already have," Jiraiya said from where he'd been listening. "That boy stopped being Konoha's the day he decided to become a monster. Now we just have to hope that when he finally moves against us, we're ready." The departures. 6 months after the Akatsuki visit, Naruto made his move. He didn't sneak away in the night. He didn't fake his death or stage a dramatic confrontation. He simply walked into the Hokage's office and placed his headband on her desk. "I'm leaving Konoha." Tsunade had known this day was coming, but it still hurt. "Where will you go?" "First, I'm going to find Orochimaru and kill him. He insulted me by running away, and I don't forget insults." Naruto's tone was casual, like discussing the weather. "After that, I'll probably accept Akatsuki's invitation. They've been subtly reaching out through intermediaries for months now." "You're really going to join them?" "I'm going to use them," Naruto corrected. "Big difference. They think they're recruiting a Jinchuriki they can control. What they're actually getting is a ticking time bomb that will eventually destroy them from within." "And after Akatsuki? After I've learned everything I can from them and grown as strong as I need to be?" Naruto's grin was feral. "Then I start the real work, hunting Kages, starting with whoever's weakest and working my way up." Tsunade wanted to argue, to convince him this was wrong, to appeal to the child he'd once been. But that child was gone, if he'd ever truly existed. The person standing before her was something else entirely. "I can't let you leave freely. You know too many Konoha secrets." "Then stop me." Naruto's chakra exploded outward, red and malevolent. "I've been looking forward to fighting you seriously, Hokage-sama. You're one of the Sannin, a legendary medical ninja with monstrous strength. Let's see if you're worthy of the title Kage." Tsunade made a decision. She could fight him here, destroy her office, and probably half the village in the process. Or she could let him go, mark him as a missing 9, and hope that someone else dealt with him before he became unstoppable. "Get out of my village," she said quietly. "And Naruto, when you come back as an enemy, I won't hesitate to kill you." "Good." Naruto's grin widened. "I'd be disappointed if you did, but fair warning, by the time I come back, you won't be able to kill me. Nobody will." He left Konoha that day with nothing but the clothes on his back and the knowledge he'd accumulated. No dramatic goodbyes, no emotional farewells. Sasuke was off training with Kakashi, Sakura was in the hospital learning medical ninjutsu, and his other classmates were people he'd barely acknowledged. Only one person saw him leave. Iruka, his old academy teacher. "Naruto, wait!" Naruto paused at the village gates, looking back. "Iruka-sensei, don't do this. Whatever happened to you, whatever turned you into this, it's not too late to change." "You're right," Naruto agreed. "It's not too late to change, but you're wrong about what needs changing. It's not me, it's this world, and I'm going to change it by force. By becoming the very monster they always feared, by showing them what a real monster looks like." Naruto's expression softened slightly. "You were kind to me, Iruka-sensei. When nobody else was, you at least tried. I won't forget that. So here's your warning. When I come back, leave Konoha, because the battle that's coming will destroy everything." And he was gone, disappearing into the forest at speeds that left no trail to follow. In the 6 months that followed Naruto's departure, the shinobi world began to change. Reports came in of missing nin dying at an alarming rate. Not just any missing nin, specifically S-rank criminals with powerful techniques and brutal reputations. Each death was the same, beaten to death in hand-to-hand combat by someone who'd overwhelmed their defenses and broken them completely. The pattern was unmistakable. Someone was hunting strong opponents, and that someone was getting stronger with each kill. Then came reports from Sound Country. Orochimaru's hidden base had been destroyed. The snake Sannin himself was found dead, his body broken, and his regeneration techniques unable to save him. Witnesses described a blonde shinobi with red chakra who'd torn through Orochimaru's elite guards like paper before engaging the Sannin himself. The battle had lasted hours. Orochimaru had thrown everything at his attacker, summons, forbidden jutsu, even desperate cursed seal transformations. None of it mattered. The blonde shinobi evolved mid-battle, adapting to every technique, growing stronger with every exchange. In the end, Orochimaru died realizing he'd made a mistake. He'd sealed this boy's power months ago, thinking it a teaching moment. Instead, he'd given Naruto a reason to hunt him specifically. "You wanted to teach me a lesson about strength," Naruto had told the dying Sannin. "Consider yourself graduated. You taught me that even legendary shinobi can fall if they stop evolving." With Orochimaru dead, Naruto's reputation exploded. The shinobi world now knew the monster of Konoha had become something far worse. The Kage hunter had claimed his first Sanin victim, and then he vanished. For 3 months, there were no sightings, no reports, just an absence that made every Kage nervous. Where was he? What was he doing? Who would he target next? The answer came when a massive chakra signature appeared in Rain Country, Akatsuki's territory. Naruto had accepted their invitation. He stood before Pain, the leader of Akatsuki, in the rain-soaked tower that served as their base. Around them, the other Akatsuki members watched. Itachi with his Sharingan active, Kisame grinning with anticipation, Kakuzu calculating bounty values, Hidan looking eager for blood, and others lurking in the shadows. "You killed Orochimaru," Pain stated. "One of our former members." "He was weak," Naruto replied. "If he couldn't even survive me, he wasn't worth being in your organization anyway." Confident words. "Shall we test if you can back them up?" "Please do." Pain's Rinnegan flared. Shinra Tensei. The gravitational repulsion technique shot toward Naruto, a force that could level buildings and crush enemies. Naruto didn't dodge, he punched it. His fist, coated in red Kurama chakra and enhanced by his evolved strength, struck the invisible force. The two powers collided, creating a shockwave that shattered windows across the tower. And Naruto's punch won. He pushed through the Shinra Tensei like it was a strong wind, forcing Pain to actually step back. The Akatsuki members stirred, their interest piqued. "Interesting," Pain said. "You're stronger than anticipated." "I'm stronger than everyone anticipated," Naruto corrected. "That's kind of my thing. So here's my offer. I join Akatsuki as an independent agent. I help with your Ju hunting. I'll even help capture the others since I need to meet them anyway. In exchange, you give me access to your resources, your information network, and the opportunity to fight alongside S-rank criminals who can make me even stronger." "And what's to stop you from betraying us?" Itachi asked. "Nothing, eventually. But right now, we have aligned interests. You want Biju? I'm one. I can sense the others better than anyone. You want to reshape the world? So do I, though probably not in the way you're thinking." Naruto's grin was sharp. "And most importantly, you can't extract Kurama without killing me, and killing me would cost you several members at minimum, maybe even Pain himself." The chamber was silent as Pain considered. This boy was dangerous, unpredictable, and clearly had his own agenda. But he was also a Jinchuriki with power that rivaled some of their strongest members. "Very well," Pain decided. "You will join Akatsuki, but know this, if you betray us, we will hunt you down as one." "Fair enough." Naruto held out his hand. Partners in destruction? Pain's expression didn't change, but something in his Rinnegan flickered. For now. As Naruto was inducted into Akatsuki receiving his ring and cloak, Kisame leaned over to Itachi. "That kid's going to be a problem." "He already is," Itachi replied quietly. "The question is whether we can aim him at our enemies before he decides we're his enemies too." In his mindscape, Kurama laughed. "We're in. The countdown begins." "To what?" Naruto asked. "To the day you become what you've always claimed to be. Absolute evil. The monster that makes the Kages look like children playing hero. The evolution that breaks this world and reshapes it." Naruto's grin was feral. "Can't wait." The rain fell in sheets across Amigakure, each droplet carrying Pain's chakra signature, a surveillance network that covered the entire village. Naruto stood in the tower's upper chamber, newly inducted into Akatsuki, the black cloak with red clouds already feeling like a second skin. The organization's members watched him with varying degrees of interest, suspicion, and calculation. "Your first assignment," Pain announced, his Rinnegan eyes reflecting the lightning outside, "will be to assist Kisame in tracking the Two-Tails Jinchuriki in the Land of Lightning." Naruto's grin was sharp. "The Raikage's territory. Perfect. I've been wanting to see if the fastest shinobi alive lives up to his reputation." "We're hunting the Jinchuriki, not the Kage," Itachi stated flatly. "Why not both?" Naruto's tone was casual, but his eyes blazed with anticipation. "If the Raikage gets in my way, he's just another obstacle, another technique to absorb, another name to add to my list." Kisame laughed, hefting Samahara onto his shoulder. "I like this kid's attitude. Been a while since I've seen someone so eager to fight a Kage." "You one-killed Orochimaru," Kakuzu observed, his multiple hearts beating in irregular rhythms. "That alone puts your bounty at S-rank levels. The villages are already hunting you." "Let them," Naruto's chakra flared briefly, red and malevolent. Every hunter who comes after me is just another stepping stone. Every technique they use is another weapon in my arsenal. The monster calamity Godslayer fist only grows stronger with each opponent. Pain studied him carefully. This boy was different from any Jinchuriki they'd encountered. Most were either broken by their Biju or constantly fighting for control. Naruto and the Nine Tails had achieved something unprecedented, true synchronization. Not cooperation, not coexistence, but actual fusion of consciousness and power. There's something you should know, Pain said. The shinobi world is already mobilizing against you. Killing Orochimaru sent a message they couldn't ignore. They're calling you the Kage Hunter, a threat that must be eliminated before you can act on your stated intentions. Good. Naruto's grin widened. Let them come. Let them send their best. I'll show them exactly why they were right to fear me from the beginning. Before creation, there must be destruction. I'll destroy their precious Kage system, their hypocritical villages, their entire corrupt order. Then I'll build something honest from the ashes. And what would that be? Itachi asked, his Sharingan spinning slowly. A world where monsters don't pretend to be heroes, where power is acknowledged openly, not dressed up in noble words, where the strong don't hide behind titles like Kage or Will of Fire or Protecting the Village. Naruto's voice carried conviction that bordered on fanaticism. A world that admits what it really is, survival of the strongest, evolution of the fittest, truth written in blood and bone. The Akatsuki members exchanged glances. This wasn't the malleable weapon they'd hoped to recruit. This was something far more dangerous, a true believer in a philosophy of absolute strength, someone who wouldn't stop until he'd proven his worldview correct through systematic elimination of everyone who stood against him. Then let's begin your education, Pain decided. Kasame, take him to Lightning Country. Show him how Akatsuki operates, and Naruto. The Rinnegan fixed on him with weight that would have crushed most genin. Understand that while you're useful to us now, if you become a liability, we will eliminate you. Naruto met that godlike gaze without flinching. You can try, but by the time you realize I'm a threat to you, I'll already be too strong to stop. That's how evolution works, Pain. The weak are consumed by the strong, and I've never stopped evolving. In his mindscape, Kurama's laughter echoed. These fools think they can control us. They don't realize they're just our next meal ticket. Patience, partner, Naruto replied internally. We'll use them to grow stronger, absorb every technique they know, learn their secrets. Then, when we're ready, we'll show them what real monsters look like. The Lightning Country Hunt. Kasame and Naruto traveled toward Lightning Country at high speed. The Akatsuki member impressed despite himself at the younger shinobi's stamina and pace. They'd been moving for 3 days straight without rest, and Naruto showed no signs of fatigue. You're not like other Jinchuriki, Kasame observed as they paused at the border. Most are struggling with their Biju, they're constantly fighting for control. You and the Nine Tails move like one being. That's because we are one being now. Naruto's eyes flickered red briefly. Kurama and I share the same goal, prove that we're the ultimate predator. Every fight makes us stronger. Every opponent teaches us something new. We're not prisoner and jailer. We're partners in evolution. Evolution, Kasame repeated thoughtfully. That's what you called it when you fought in the Chunin exams, isn't it? Your fighting style adapts mid-battle, growing stronger with every exchange. The monster calamity Godslayer fist. Naruto's grin was feral. Every martial art I've witnessed, every technique I've experienced, every fighting principle I've absorbed, they all become part of my style. When I fought Orochimaru, I incorporated his snake-based taijutsu. When I fought those missing nin, I absorbed their assassination techniques. And when I fight the Raikage, his excitement was palpable. I'll add the lightning release chakra mode to my arsenal. Confident you'll survive fighting a Kage, Kasame noted. Most people would consider that suicide. Most people are weak. Naruto's tone was matter of fact. The Raikage is strong, fast, durable. He's probably the most physically powerful of the 5 Kages, which makes him the perfect opponent to test my evolution against. If I can match his speed and overcome his defense, then the other Kages will be even easier targets. They entered Lightning Country under cover of darkness. moving through the mountainous terrain with practiced stealth. Their target was Yugito Ni, the Two-Tails Jinchuriki, but Naruto's attention kept drifting toward the distant Kumogakure. The Raikage will sense an intrusion into his territory, Kasame warned, especially if we make too much noise capturing the Two-Tails. Are you really planning to fight him? If he shows up, yes. Naruto's anticipation was clear. But let's handle the Two-Tails first. I want to meet another Jinchuriki who's achieved full synchronization. See how their partnership compares to mine and Kurama's. They found Yugito 3 days later in a remote mountain village, working undercover as a traveling merchant. Kasame signaled the approach, but Naruto raised a hand. Let me talk to her first, Jinchuriki to Jinchuriki. Kasame frowned but nodded, melting into the shadows. Naruto approached openly, his Akatsuki cloak unmistakable. Yugito's eyes widened in recognition, not of him specifically, but of the organization. Akatsuki, she breathed, chakra already flaring as Matatabi's power responded to the threat. You've come for me. I've come to talk, Naruto corrected, hands visible and non-threatening. You're like me. A Jinchuriki who's mastered their Biju, achieved synchronization. I want to understand how your relationship with the Two-Tails works before we fight. Before we? Yugito's confusion was evident. You're going to fight me anyway? Of course. Akatsuki wants you captured. I want to test myself against another Jinchuriki's full power. Naruto's grin was sharp. But I respect strength and you're strong, so I'll give you the courtesy of understanding before I take you down. Yugito's form began to shimmer with blue flames, Matatabi's chakra manifesting. You're insane. I'm not going to have a philosophical discussion with someone who admits they're about to attack me. Pity. Naruto settled into a combat stance. I'll just have to learn through fighting you instead. Show me what the Two-Tails can do. Let me see how far you've evolved your partnership. Yugito didn't hesitate. Mouse hairball. The technique launched projectiles of condensed chakra that exploded on impact. Naruto dodged with inhuman speed, his body already adapting to track the attack patterns. His counterstrike was immediate, a punch enhanced with Kurama's chakra that shattered the ground where Yugito had been standing. Fast, Naruto observed, already moving to intercept her next position, but not fast enough. The battle escalated rapidly. Yugito transformed partially, blue flames coating her limbs as she unleashed the Two-Tails' power. Her speed increased dramatically, her attacks carrying enough force to level buildings. But Naruto matched her evolution for evolution. Red chakra exploded from his body, the partial Kurama fusion he'd perfected. His speed surpassed Yugito's enhanced movements. His strikes carried more raw power than her blue flame attacks. Within minutes, the gap between them became obvious. How? Yugito gasped, dodging a combination that would have ended the fight. You're just like me, a Jinchuriki. How are you so much stronger? Because I never stopped evolving, Naruto replied, appearing behind her faster than she could react. You achieved synchronization with Matatabi and stopped there, became comfortable with your power. I achieved synchronization with Kurama and treated it as a starting point. Every fight since then has made us stronger. His palm strike caught Yugito in the spine, precise and devastating. Not enough to kill. Akatsuki wanted her alive for extraction, but enough to disable. She collapsed, the blue flames flickering out as Matatabi's influence receded. You're good, Naruto told her honestly as Kasame emerged from the shadows. In most circumstances, you'd be nearly unbeatable, but you had the misfortune of facing someone who represents the next stage of evolution, someone who won't stop growing stronger until I've surpassed everyone. Kasame sealed Yugito with prepared techniques, impressed despite himself. That was faster than expected. Most Jinchuriki can fight for hours when pushed. She was holding back, Naruto observed, afraid of losing control to Matatabi. That hesitation is what separated us. Kurama and I have no such fear because we're already one being. We can push to absolute limits without worrying about who's in control. Thunder rumbled in the distance, not from clouds, but from massive chakra signatures approaching at high speed. The Raikage, Kasame identified, tensing. He sensed the fight. We need to leave before. No. Naruto's grin was savage. This is perfect. I wanted to fight him anyway. Now I don't even have to hunt him down. Naruto, fighting a Kage head-on wasn't part of the mission. I don't care about your mission. Naruto's chakra exploded outward, red and menacing. A Kage is coming to fight me. That's the opportunity I've been waiting for since I left Konoha. Take the two tails back to Pain. I'll handle the Raikage and catch up later. If you die, I won't. Naruto's conviction was absolute. Nobody knows what true evil is. I'll teach the Raikage through his death. Then the world will finally understand that the Kage Hunter isn't just a title, it's destiny. Kasame made a decision. Fine, but if you're going to fight a Kage, make it count. Akatsuki's reputation is on the line too. Your reputation? Naruto laughed as the Raikage's signature grew closer. After today, people will forget Akatsuki even exists. They'll only remember the monster who killed the fastest Kage alive. The Raikage arrived like a lightning bolt given form. A, the fourth Raikage, his body wreathed in his lightning release chakra mode. Behind him came a squad of elite jonin, but A motioned them back. Akatsuki, A growled, his voice like thunder. You dare attack one of my Jinchuriki in my territory? I dare much more than that. Naruto stood alone, Kasame having vanished with Yugito. I'm Naruto Uzumaki, the Nine-Tails Jinchuriki. You probably know me better as the Kage Hunter. And you, Raikage-sama, are exactly the kind of opponent I've been craving. A's eyes narrowed, processing the information. You're the one who killed Orochimaru, the Konoha missing nin who's been hunting S-rank criminals. His lightning release chakra mode intensified. Tsunade warned us about you. Said you'd stated intentions to hunt all the Kages. I didn't believe her. Thought it was the ravings of a delusional child. But here you are attacking my village's Jinchuriki. I helped capture her, Naruto corrected. But I'm not here for her. I'm here for you. To test whether the fastest shinobi alive can keep up with someone who evolves in real time. To see if your legendary durability can withstand the monster calamity God Slayer fist. To prove that even the mighty Raikage is just another stepping stone on my path. Bold words for someone who's about to die. A cracked his knuckles, electricity arcing between them. I'll make this quick. Lightning oppression horizontal chop. He moved, faster than most eyes could track, his speed enhanced to superhuman levels by his chakra mode. The chop would have decapitated a lesser opponent, the force behind it capable of shattering steel. Naruto dodged by a hair's breadth, grinning. Fast. But I've seen faster in my underground fights. Let me show you what real speed looks like. His counter was immediate, a combination of punches and kicks delivered faster than A's initial attack. The Raikage blocked, his lightning release chakra mode absorbing the damage, but his eyes widened fractionally. This boy was keeping up with his speed. More than that, he was matching it. Impossible, I muttered. My chakra mode makes me the fastest. Made you the fastest, Naruto interrupted, appearing behind A, faster than the Kaji could react. Past tense. Because I just analyzed your movement patterns, your chakra flow, your physical enhancement technique. And now, his kick caught A in the side, actually pushing the heavily armored Kage back. I'm doing it better. Red chakra exploded from Naruto's body, but it was flowing differently than before, coating his limbs in patterns that mimicked A's lightning release chakra mode. Not lightning itself, but the same principle of chakra-enhanced speed and defense. You're copying my technique? A's shock was evident. That's impossible. It took me years to master the lightning release chakra mode. I'm not copying it. Naruto's grin was feral as he moved, his speed now matching A's precisely. I'm evolving it, taking the principles you've mastered and integrating them into my own style. The monster calamity Godslayer fist doesn't just counter techniques, it absorbs them, improves them, makes them part of my arsenal. The fight exploded into a high-speed battle that the watching Jonin could barely follow. Two figures moving faster than sound, each exchange creating sonic booms that shattered nearby trees. Through his most powerful techniques, lariat, lightning straight, techniques that had felled Biju in the past, Naruto countered each one, his evolved style incorporating the principles of lightning release enhancement with Kurama's raw chakra power. More importantly, he was adapting mid-battle. Each exchange taught him more about A's fighting style. Each technique witnessed was analyzed and improved upon. Monster Calamity Godslayer Fist, Lightning Flow Annihilation. Naruto's combination was devastating, a series of strikes that used A's own speed principles against him, each blow carrying enough force to crack the Raikage's supposedly impenetrable defense. Found himself actually being pushed back, His legendary durability tested for the first time in years. How are you this strong? A demanded, breathing hard. You're just a boy, a missing 9. How can you match a Kage? Because I'm not just strong, Naruto replied, his own breathing steady despite the intense pace. I'm evolution incarnate. Every fight makes me stronger. Every opponent teaches me something new. You've spent years perfecting your lightning release chakra mode, and in 10 minutes I've matched it and begun surpassing it. That's the difference between us, Raikage. You reached your peak. I haven't even begun to reach mine. Roared and pushed his chakra mode to its absolute limit, the level he only used against the most dangerous opponents. His speed doubled, his defense increased exponentially. He became a living lightning bolt, moving so fast he seemed to teleport. Naruto's eyes tracked every movement. His evolved instincts predicted every attack pattern. And most importantly, his body adapted to match the increased speed. That's it! Naruto's excitement was palpable. That's the level I was hoping for. Now show me more. Show me what a Kage can really do when they're fighting for their life. The battle raged for another 20 minutes, an eternity in high-level shinobi combat. Through everything he had at Naruto, techniques that had made him legendary throughout the shinobi world, and Naruto matched him blow for blow, technique for technique, evolution for evolution. Finally, made a miscalculation. He committed to a full-power lariat, the technique that had once severed one of the Eight Tails' horns. It was his ultimate attack, unavoidable, unstoppable, absolutely devastating. Naruto didn't try to dodge. Instead, he met it head-on with his own evolved version. Monster Calamity God Slayer Fist, Absolute Lightning Decimation. The two attacks collided, and Naruto's won. His fist, coated in red chakra that had absorbed and perfected the principles of lightning release chakra mode, punched through A's defense. The impact was catastrophic, sending the Raikage flying backward to crash through multiple trees. Tried to stand, his lightning release chakra mode flickering. He'd never been defeated in a pure physical exchange before, never met anyone who could match his speed and overcome his defense through sheer evolution. You're stronger than I thought, A admitted, struggling to maintain his chakra mode. But I won't let you. You won't let me what? Kill you? Naruto appeared in front of A faster than the Raikage could react. You don't have a choice anymore. I've surpassed you, absorbed your technique, proven that even the fastest and strongest Kage is just another obstacle. Now you die, and your death proves my philosophy. His fist was already in motion, aimed for A's heart. The watching Jonin screamed warnings, tried to intervene, but they were too slow. Garou appeared in a burst of black lightning, his fastest technique, sword intercepting Naruto's strike. Raikage-sama, retreat! I'll hold him. Naruto's free hand caught Garou's sword by the blade, red chakra protecting his palm. You're brave, but bravery isn't enough. Water stream rock smashing fist, flowing redirection. He twisted, using Garou's own momentum to throw the elite Jonin into 3 of his companions. The distraction gave A enough time to fall back, his elite guard forming a protective wall between him and Naruto. Stand down, A ordered Naruto, but his voice lacked its usual authority. He was wounded, his chakra depleted, his legendary defense broken. This fight is over. No, it isn't. Naruto's killing intent exploded outward, so powerful that several of the surrounding Jonin collapsed unconscious. I came here to kill you, to claim my first Kage, to prove that the Kage Hunter isn't just a legend, but reality, and I don't leave jobs unfinished. He moved, faster than before, having fully integrated the lightning release chakra mode principles into his own enhancement. The elite guard tried to stop him, but they might as well have been trying to stop a natural disaster. Naruto tore through them like paper, each strike precise and devastating. Not killing blows, he didn't need to waste time on fodder, but incapacitating ones that left them broken and unable to interfere. Then he was in front of A again, his fist pulled back for the killing blow. Naruto, stop. The voice cut through the battle lust. Naruto turned to see Kasame standing at the edge of the battlefield, still carrying the sealed Yugito. The mission is complete, Kasame stated. Pain wants us back immediately. He's heard about this confrontation and wants to discuss your methods. Naruto's frustration was evident. I was about to kill him, to prove that Kages can be hunted and eliminated. And you've proven your point. Kasame's tone was careful. He'd seen what Naruto could do and didn't want that violence turned on him. You defeated the Raikage in single combat, broke his defense, made him retreat. That's enough for now. Killing him will have to wait. Naruto stared at A, who was being protected by what remained of his guard. The Raikage looked back, his expression a mixture of shock, rage, and grudging respect. You won this round, A admitted. But next time you'll be even weaker compared to me, Naruto interrupted. Because while you recover and try to adapt to what I showed you today, I'll be growing stronger, fighting more opponents, evolving beyond what you can imagine. By the time we meet again, Raikage, the gap between us will be so vast that you'll wonder how you ever thought you could defeat me. He turned to follow Kasame, then paused. Before creation, there must be destruction. I'm going to destroy the Kage system, the village system, the entire corrupt shinobi order. Your defeat today was just the opening act. Remember this feeling, the feeling of being completely outmatched, because that's what all 5 Kages will experience before I kill them. As they left, A collapsed fully, his lightning-released chakra mode dissipating. His elite guards surrounded him, but everyone knew the truth. The Raikage had been defeated. If Akatsuki hadn't called their member back, A would be dead. Send word to the other Kages, A ordered Darui. Emergency summit. The Kage hunter is real, and he's more dangerous than any of us imagined. Returned to Akatsuki, Naruto and Kasame traveled back to Amegakure in silence, the sealed Yugito between them. Kasame kept glancing at his companion, reassessing everything he thought he knew about the boy. You really were going to kill him, Kasame finally said. The Raikage, you would have gone through with it. Of course. Naruto's tone suggested this should be obvious. That's the whole point. I'm not playing at being a monster or pretending to be evil. I genuinely intend to hunt and kill every Kage. Today was supposed to be my first confirmed kill. Pain won't be happy. We're supposed to be operating in the shadows, not making direct moves against the villages. I don't care what Pain wants. Naruto's eyes flashed red. Akatsuki is useful to me right now. Resources, information, powerful allies to train against. But the moment your organization's goals conflict with mine, I'm done. I'll take what I've learned and move on. You're talking about betraying us. I'm talking about using you the same way you're using me. Naruto's grin was sharp. Akatsuki wants to capture Biju and reshape the world according to Pain's vision. I want to kill Kages and prove my philosophy about strength and evolution. Right now, those goals align, but eventually, they won't. And when that day comes, I'll show you all what a real monster looks like. Kasame laughed despite himself. You're either incredibly brave or incredibly stupid. Most people don't tell Akatsuki they're planning to betray the organization. I'm honest. That's what separates me from the hypocrites who claim to be heroes while committing atrocities. Naruto's voice carried conviction. I admit what I am. I embrace it. I'm a monster who will kill without hesitation to prove my philosophy. And unlike the Kages who hide behind noble words while sending children to war, I don't pretend to be anything else. They entered Amegakure as night fell, the rain still carrying Pain's surveillance chakra. The Akatsuki members were gathered in the main chamber, a rare full assembly. Pain stood at the center, his Rinnegan fixed on Naruto. Your first mission was to capture the Two Tails Jinchuriki. Instead, you engaged the Raikage in single combat and nearly started a war between Akatsuki and Kumogakure. I engaged an opponent who presented himself, Naruto replied without apology. Would you have preferred I ran away? That I showed weakness in front of a Kage? I would have preferred you followed the mission parameters, Pain stated coldly. Akatsuki operates through precise planning and careful execution. Your reckless behavior threatens everything we've built. Your careful planning involves waiting years to achieve your goals. Naruto's tone was dismissive. I don't have that kind of patience. I'm growing stronger every day, and I won't waste that evolution sitting in the shadows, waiting for the perfect moment. You're growing arrogant, Itachi observed. Fighting a Kage isn't the same as killing S-rank missing nin. If Kasame hadn't called you back, you might have died. Naruto's laugh was bitter. I had already broken the Raikage's defense. Another 30 seconds and he would have been dead. The only reason he's alive is because your organization interrupted my hunt. And that's the problem, Pain said. You're not a hunter working with us. You're a wild animal, barely restrained. I'm beginning to question whether recruiting you was wise. Then let me make it easy for you. Naruto's chakra flared, red and menacing. I'll stay in Akatsuki as long as it benefits me. I'll help capture Biju because fighting other Jinchuriki makes me stronger. I'll work with your members because learning from S-rank criminals improves my techniques. But the moment I decide I've gained everything useful from this organization, I'm gone. And if you try to stop me, I'll kill everyone here. The chamber went silent. Several Akatsuki members tensed, ready for combat. Pain's expression didn't change, but his chakra pressure increased dramatically. You think you could defeat all of us? Pain asked quietly. Eventually, yes. Naruto met the godlike gaze without flinching. Right now? Probably not. You're all S-rank for a reason, and Pain's Rinnegan puts him beyond most shinobi. But I'm evolving faster than any of you comprehend. Give me 6 months, and I'll be stronger than half of you. Give me a year, and only Pain himself will be able to challenge me. Give me 2 years. His grin was savage. And I'll show you all what cosmic fear really means. Cosmic fear? Conan spoke for the first time, her paper clone manifesting fully. What is that? My ultimate evolution. The form I'll achieve when I've absorbed enough techniques, fought enough opponents, evolved beyond anything this world has seen. Naruto's eyes blazed with conviction. Right now, I'm strong enough to fight Kages. In cosmic fear mode, I'll be strong enough to kill them all simultaneously. Madness, Kakuzu muttered. The boy's delusional. Am I? Naruto turned his attention to the multi-hearted mercenary. You've lived for 90 years, Kakuzu. You've fought the first Hokage. You've survived countless battles through stolen hearts and forbidden techniques. Tell me, when you fought Hashirama Senju, did you think this is impossible? Did you look at his wood release in Sage mode and think no one could surpass this power? Kakuzu was silent for a long moment. Yes, I thought exactly that. And yet you survived and grew stronger. Naruto's grin widened. Because you adapted, evolved, became something beyond what you were. That's what I'm doing, except I'm not stopping at survival. I'm pushing evolution to its absolute limit. I'm becoming a monster that makes the first Hokage look weak. Ambitious, Hiden said, his scythe gleaming. I like it. Hey, Pain, can I fight him? Test if he's as immortal as me? No. Pain's tone brooked no argument. Naruto's integration into Akatsuki is still in progress. Internal conflict serves no purpose. His Rinnegan fixed on Naruto again. But understand this, your actions reflect on the entire organization. If you engage another Kaji without authorization, there will be consequences. Then don't authorize me to hunt them. Naruto's response was immediate. Keep me focused on Jinchuriki. Each one I fight makes me stronger, and you get your Biju captured. Everyone wins. For now, Pain agreed, but the day may come when your goals and ours conflict irreparably. What then? Then we'll find out if the Rinnegan really is the ultimate dojutsu, or if evolution can surpass even the eyes of a god. Naruto's challenge was clear. But that day isn't today. Today I'm still useful to you, and you're still useful to me. So let's focus on our current alignment rather than future conflicts. Pain studied him for a long moment, then nodded. Very well, but I'm assigning you a partner for your next mission, someone who can keep you focused. Who? Me. Itachi stepped forward, his Sharingan spinning. I'll accompany you on your next hunt. Consider it both partnership and supervision. Naruto looked at the legendary Uchiha with interest. The man who slaughtered his entire clan in a single night, the wielder of Tsukuyomi, Amaterasu, and Susanoo, the younger brother of Sasuke, the Avenger. His grin was sharp. This should be educational. I've been wanting to fight a true Uchiha anyway. We're not fighting, Itachi stated flatly. We're hunting the Three Tails. It's currently wild, sealed within a lake in the land of water. No Jinchuriki, just a rampaging Biju. Even better. Naruto's excitement was palpable. A Biju without a container, pure power without restraint. I'll get to test how my fusion with Kurama compares to a wild Biju's raw strength. The Three Tails is massive and has no reason to hold back, Itachi warned. This won't be like fighting Yugito, who was trying not to lose control. This will be fighting a creature that wants nothing but destruction. Perfect. Naruto's chakra flared. Destruction meeting evolution. Let's see which proves stronger. 2 weeks later, Naruto and Itachi stood at the edge of a massive lake in the land of water. Mist hung heavy over the water, and even from shore, they could feel the three tails' oppressive chakra signature emanating from the depths. "The creature is hibernating," Itachi explained, his Sharingan analyzing the chakra patterns. "We'll need to draw it out, then seal it before it can cause too much destruction. The Mizukage's forces are monitoring the area, so we need to be quick. Or we could just announce ourselves and fight whatever shows up." Naruto's grin was feral. "Biju, Mizukage, doesn't matter. They're all just opponents to test myself against. The mission is the three tails, nothing else." Itachi's tone was firm. "If you deviate from the objective, I'll report it to Pain immediately." Fine. Naruto waved dismissively. "Let's wake up the turtle and see what it can do." He channeled Kurama's chakra, creating a massive surge of malevolent energy that rippled across the lake. The effect was immediate. The three tails of chakra responded aggressively, recognizing another Biju's presence. The water exploded upward as Isobu emerged, a massive three-tailed turtle covered in armor-like shell. Its eyes were pure red, filled with rage and the desire to destroy. It roared, and the sound was enough to create waves that crashed against the shore. "Another Biju," Isobu's voice thundered, "and bound to a human. You disgust me. Interesting." Naruto studied the three tails with clinical interest. "You can speak, and you hate humans enough to attack on sight. Why? Humans sealed me, trapped me, used me as a weapon." Isobu's tail swung, each movement creating tsunamis. "I am free now. I will kill any human who approaches. Even ones who are more monster than human?" Naruto's partial transformation began, red chakra coating his body. "I'm not here to seal you or use you. I'm here to fight you, to test whether my evolution can match a Biju's raw power." "Kid, be careful," Kurama warned internally. "Isobu is young and reckless, but a Biju's full power is not something to underestimate." "I know." Naruto's grin widened. "That's what makes this exciting." He launched himself at the three tails with explosive speed, his fist already pulled back for a devastating strike. The punch connected with Isobu's shell and actually cracked it. The Biju roared in surprise and pain. "You dare! Monster Calamity God Slayer Fist, Biju Breaker!" Naruto's combination was relentless. Dozens of strikes targeting the cracks in Isobu's shell, each blow carrying enough force to damage a creature that could level villages. The three tails tried to counter with its tails, but Naruto was too fast, dodging and redirecting the massive appendages with water stream rock smashing fist principles. "Impossible! You're human!" "I was human." Naruto appeared on Isobu's back, his fists glowing with concentrated chakra. "Now I'm evolution incarnate, a monster who's chosen to become the ultimate predator. And you," his punch shattered another section of shell, "are just another stepping stone proving my philosophy." Isobu dove underwater, trying to use its natural environment to advantage. Naruto followed without hesitation, his Kurama-enhanced body allowing him to breathe and move freely in the depths. The battle continued beneath the surface, creating underwater currents strong enough to drain the lake several feet. Itachi watched from shore, his Sharingan recording every moment. This boy was fighting a Biju alone, and actually winning. Not through sealing techniques or trickery, but through pure physical dominance. It was unsettling. The water exploded again as both combatants burst to the surface. Isobu was wounded, its shell cracked in multiple places, chakra leaking from the damage. Naruto was breathing hard but grinning with savage delight. "You're strong," Naruto called out. "Stronger than most opponents I've faced, but you're still holding back. Show me your full power. Transform completely. Give me the fight I came here for." "You want my full power?" Isobu's chakra exploded outward, its form growing even larger. "Then die by it! Biju Bomb!" The sphere of concentrated chakra formed in Isobu's mouth, a technique capable of destroying entire landscapes. Itachi tensed, preparing to intervene with his Susanoo, but Naruto was already moving. Finally, a technique worth copying. Naruto's hands formed a sphere of his own. Not a Rasengan, but something similar in principle. Red chakra swirled and compressed, taking on properties he'd never achieved before. "Let me show you what happens when you give a monster a template to work from." The two attacks collided in midair. Isobu's Biju Bomb against Naruto's improvised version. The explosion was catastrophic, vaporizing water for hundreds of yards and creating a shockwave that flattened the surrounding forest. When the smoke cleared, Naruto stood on the now exposed lakebed, his clothes torn but his body intact. The partial Kurama fusion had protected him from the worst of the blast. Isobu, meanwhile, was significantly weakened, the energy expenditure and physical damage taking their toll. "That was amazing," Naruto breathed, his eyes blazing with excitement. "I felt the principles of your Biju bomb, the chakra compression, the ratio of positive and negative energy. Give me a few more tries and I'll perfect it." "Monster!" Isobu gasped. "You're a monster. Finally someone gets it." Naruto's grin was feral. "I've been saying that for years. Now should we continue, or are you ready to admit I've won?" Before Isobu could respond, Itachi appeared on the battlefield. "Enough. The Three Tails is weakened. Time to seal it." But we were just getting to the good part. The mission was capture, not prolonged combat. Itachi Sharingan spun. "You've proven your point. Now let me do my part." Reluctantly, Naruto stepped back. Itachi formed hand seals and sealing formula appeared around the exhausted Isobu. The Three Tails tried to resist, but between its injuries and Naruto's earlier beating, it lacked the strength. Within minutes, it was sealed into a prepared container. "Mission complete," Itachi said, storing the seal. "We returned to base immediately." As they traveled back toward Amigakure, Itachi spoke quietly. "You're dangerous, more dangerous than Pain realizes." "I know. You fought a Biju to a standstill using primarily taijutsu. You improvised a version of the Biju bomb after seeing it once. Your evolution rate is..." Itachi paused. "Unprecedented. In all my years as a shinobi, I've never seen anyone grow stronger so rapidly." "That's because most people reach a plateau and stop pushing," Naruto replied. "They achieve Jonin level or S rank or master a specific technique and think, this is enough. I've never thought that. Every fight is an opportunity to evolve. Every technique witnessed is a chance to improve. I won't stop until I've surpassed everyone who's ever lived." That level of ambition is admirable and terrifying. Itachi glanced at him. "When you inevitably clash with Pain, Akatsuki will fracture. Have you considered what comes after? After I prove I'm stronger than even the Rinnegan?" Naruto's grin was sharp. "Then I'll have learned everything Akatsuki can teach me. I'll take the techniques I've absorbed, the power I've cultivated, and begin my real mission, systematically hunting and killing every Kage, proving once and for all that the shinobi system is built on lies. You realize that will unite the entire shinobi world against you. I'm counting on it." Naruto's eyes blazed with conviction, because when they all come at me at once, when every village sends their best shinobi to stop the Kaji hunter, I'll show them what evolution really means. I'll reach my ultimate form, cosmic fear mode, and I'll kill them all. Every Kage, every elite Jonin, every Anbu captain who thinks they can stop me. And when I'm standing alone on a mountain of corpses, the survivors will finally understand the monster they feared from the beginning had every right to be feared. Itachi was silent for a long moment. Sasuke is growing stronger. Training with Orochimaru gave him power, and now he hunts me for revenge. One day, you two will meet again. The Uchiha Avenger. Naruto's tone was dismissive. Let him come. If he's strong enough to kill you, he might be worth fighting. If not, he's just another obstacle to overcome. Either way, the Sharingan will be added to my collection of absorbed techniques. You're that confident you'd defeat him. I'm that confident I'd defeat anyone. Naruto's conviction was absolute. Because I never stop evolving, Itachi. While Sasuke's been training in caves and learning forbidden jutsu, I've been fighting Kages, fighting Biju, pushing myself beyond anything he can imagine. By the time we meet again, the gap between us will be so vast that he'll realize his quest for revenge was always pointless. They entered Amigakure under cover of darkness, the rain heavier than ever. Pain was waiting for them in the extraction chamber. The other Akatsuki members assembled to begin the Biju extraction process. The Three Tails? Pain asked. Sealed. Itachi presented the container. Naruto softened it up significantly. The creature was already weakened when I performed the seal. How long did the battle take? Approximately 40 minutes of direct combat before Isobu was too exhausted to continue. Pain's Rinnegan fixed on Naruto. You fought a Biju for 40 minutes using primarily taijutsu and won. That's Impressive. It was educational. Naruto was still buzzing with post-battle excitement. I learned how to compress chakra into a Biju bomb-like attack, studied how a Biju moves and fights without a container, pushed my partial transformation to new levels. Every fight makes me stronger, Pain. That's what you need to understand. I'm not static. I'm constantly evolving. We've noticed. Pain gestured to the extraction seal. But evolution without direction is just chaos. You need focus. I have focus. Naruto's eyes blazed. Every fight brings me closer to my goal. Every technique absorbed makes me more dangerous. Every opponent defeated proves my philosophy. I'm focused on becoming the ultimate monster who can tear down this corrupt system and rebuild it properly. And if your evolution threatens Akatsuki, then we'll deal with that when it happens. Naruto's grin was sharp. But right now, our goals align. You want Biju? I help you capture them while growing stronger. You want to reshape the world? So do I. Even if our methods differ, we can work together until the inevitable conflict. Pain studied him for a long moment. Begin the extraction. The Akatsuki members took their positions, channeling chakra into the Gedo statue. The three tails would take days to fully extract, but the process had begun. Naruto watched with interest. This was his first time seeing the extraction ritual. The Gedo statue, he observed. The husk of the 10 tails. You're reconstituting the original Biju by absorbing the 9 separate pieces. His grin widened. That's actually brilliant. Insane and probably doomed to failure, but brilliant. You know about the 10 tails? Conan asked, surprised. I know lots of things. Naruto tapped his head. Kurama's been sealed for decades. He's had plenty of time to share knowledge about Biju history, the Sage of Six Paths, the original 10 tails. Your plan is to reunite them and use that power to create some kind of ultimate genjutsu that puts the world under your control, right? Something like that, Pain admitted, though the details are more complex. Doesn't matter. Naruto waved dismissively. Because your plan has a fatal flaw. You're assuming you can control the 10 tails once it's reconstituted. But Biju don't like being controlled, Pain. Even the weakest of them has pride and power beyond normal comprehension. The 10 tails? That's a god. You really think your Rinnegan will be enough to dominate a god? The Rinnegan has controlled Biju before. Individually, sure, but all 9 combined into their original form? That's a different level entirely. Naruto's grin was sharp. I'll be interested to see how that works out for you. From a safe distance, of course. After I've already left Akatsuki and started my Kage hunt. You are remarkably open about your intention to betray us, Kakuzu noted. I prefer to think of it as transparency. Naruto leaned against a wall, watching the extraction continue. I'm not going to pretend loyalty I don't feel. You're useful to me now. When you stop being useful, I'll leave. Simple as that. Most missing nin would be more diplomatic, Kasame observed. I'm not most missing nin. I'm the Kage hunter, the monster of Konoha, evolution incarnate. Naruto's eyes swept across the assembled criminals. And every single one of you knows that trying to stop me from leaving would cost lives. Maybe not mine yet, but definitely some of yours. So we maintain this comfortable fiction where we're all partners and avoid acknowledging that eventually I'm going to turn on you all. The chamber fell silent except for the sound of chakra flowing into the Gedo statue. Several Akatsuki members exchanged glances. This boy was dangerous not just because of his power, but because he understood the psychology of power. He knew they wouldn't move against him while he was useful, and by the time he wasn't useful, he'd be too strong to stop easily. 3 days for the extraction, Pain finally said. Naruto, during that time, you'll remain here. I want you studying the Gedo statue, understanding how Biju chakra flows through the seal. It might give you insights into your own fusion with the 9 tails. Fine. Naruto actually seemed interested. Studying god-level sealing techniques could be educational. Who knows, maybe I'll learn something useful for when I fight you eventually. When, not if, Pain observed. When, Naruto confirmed. Because our philosophies will clash eventually. You want to use overwhelming power to force peace through shared suffering. I want to use overwhelming power to tear down the lies and rebuild with truth. Both require absolute strength, but the end goals differ. So eventually, we fight. And when we do, his grin was savage. I'll show you what evolution beyond the Rinnegan looks like. 6 months of evolution. The next 6 months saw Naruto participating in 3 more Biju captures, the 4 tails, 5 tails, and 6 tails. Each battle pushed him further, taught him more, evolved his techniques beyond anything he thought possible. Against the 4 tails, he learned lava manipulation principles. The 4 tails' melting attacks initially overwhelmed his defenses, but through observing Rashi's partnership with Son Goku, Naruto adapted. He integrated fire and earth chakra principles into his fighting style, creating attacks that carried superheated properties without needing actual lava release. The 5 tails taught him about steam and boiling. Han, the 5 tails Jinchuriki, was a master of using steam pressure for incredible speed and power. Naruto studied the principles mid-battle, then surpassed them by combining steam concepts with his already mastered lightning release enhancement. The result was a speed boost that even surpassed what he'd stolen from the Raikage. The 6 tails confrontation was the most enlightening. Utakata, the 6 tails Jinchuriki, specialized in bubble jutsu and acid manipulation. At first, Naruto had dismissed bubbles as weak until Utakata demonstrated how they could be weaponized. Explosive bubbles, acidic bubbles, bubbles that could trap and suffocate. The creativity involved fascinated Naruto, and he absorbed the fundamental principles. Sometimes the most harmless seeming techniques could be the most deadly when properly applied. With each capture, Naruto's monster calamity god slayer fist evolved. What had started as a fusion of copied taijutsu styles now incorporated elemental manipulation, Biju transformation principles, and techniques from across the shinobi world. He wasn't just a taijutsu master anymore. He was a complete fighter who could adapt to any situation. His partnership with Kurama deepened as well. They spent hours in his mindscape, discussing philosophy and strategy. The Akatsuki members are growing wary of you, Kurama noted. They see how quickly you're evolving and realize you'll eventually become a threat. Let them worry. Naruto's mental projection grinned. Every day they hesitate to act against me is another day I grow stronger. By the time they work up the courage to eliminate me as a threat, I'll already be beyond their ability to handle. Pain is the real obstacle. That Rinnegan gives him abilities we haven't fully analyzed. I know. Multiple bodies that share vision, gravity manipulation, soul extraction, chakra absorption, summoning. Naruto counted off on his fingers. He's got an answer for almost any attack. Fighting him will require evolving beyond anything I've shown so far. You're planning to fight him soon. Within the next few months? Yes. Once we capture the 7 tails, there will only be 2 Biju left uncaptured, me and the 8 tails. At that point, Akatsuki will either try to forcefully extract you from me, or they'll realize I'm too dangerous to keep around and try to eliminate me preemptively. Naruto's grin widened. Either scenario ends with me fighting pain, and that fight will determine whether I'm ready to start hunting Kages seriously. You're using him as a measuring stick. Exactly. Pain is probably the strongest member of Akatsuki besides maybe Obito, and Obito's still hiding his true power. If I can defeat Pain, then I know I'm ready to take on Kages individually. If I can't, Naruto's expression became more serious, then I need to evolve even further before starting the hunt. And if Pain kills you, he won't. Naruto's conviction was absolute, because I'll achieve my next evolution during that fight. The stress of fighting a Rinnegan user, the need to overcome impossible abilities, the desire to prove my philosophy, it will all push me beyond my current limits. I'll either win decisively or force a draw that proves I'm beyond Akatsuki's ability to control. During this period, Naruto also continued his underground fights when Akatsuki missions allowed. He sought out increasingly dangerous opponents, former Anbu captains, missing nin with bloodline limits, even a few samurai masters from the Land of Iron. Each opponent added to his arsenal. Each victory proved his evolution wasn't slowing, and each battle spread his reputation further through the criminal underworld. The Kage Hunter is real, they whispered. He fought the Raikage and won. He's captured multiple Jinchuriki for Akatsuki. He killed Orochimaru of the Sannin, and he's still getting stronger. The 5 great nations held emergency summits. The Kages discussed the threat Naruto represented and debated how to handle him. He's just one shinobi, Onoki argued. Powerful, yes, but we're talking about the combined might of 5 villages. We could eliminate him easily. The Raikage barely survived their encounter, Tsunade reminded him. A fought Naruto one-on-one lost. That's never happened before. If we underestimate this threat, it will cost us. Then we send multiple Kages, Gaara suggested. The young Kazekage had become more pragmatic since his encounter with Naruto years ago. 2 or 3 of us working together should be able to overwhelm him. Or we wait, the Mizukage proposed. He's currently with Akatsuki, and that organization has their own agenda. Let them wear each other down. Once they've eliminated each other, we move in to clean up whatever's left. The debate continued, but they all knew the truth. Naruto represented something unprecedented. A shinobi who'd stated his intention to hunt Kages and had the power to potentially succeed. They needed a plan, but creating a plan to fight someone who evolved constantly was nearly impossible. The Seven Tails capture. The mission to capture Fu, the Seven Tails Jinchuriki, began like any other. Naruto and Kakuzu traveled to Takigakure, the village hidden in waterfalls under cover of night. The target is young, Kakuzu briefed him. Naive, believes in the goodness of people despite being a Jinchuriki, should be easy to manipulate into a trap. Or we could just fight her directly. Naruto's preference was obvious. I want to see what the Seven Tails can do. Learning from each Biju's unique abilities has been incredibly useful. Pain wants this done quietly, no massive battles that draw attention. Pain wants a lot of things. Naruto's grin was sharp. Doesn't mean he gets them. They found Fu in a forest clearing, practicing her flying techniques. The girl had insect-like wings sprouting from her back, a unique ability granted by Chome, the Seven Tails. She sensed their approach and turned, her expression shifting from friendly to wary. Akatsuki, she identified, seeing their cloaks. You're here for Chome. Smart girl. Kakuzu's hands were already forming seals. Surrender peacefully and this will be quick. I won't let you take Chome. Fu's wings buzzed as she took to the air. We're friends, partners. I'll protect them no matter what. Friends with your Biju? Naruto's interest was piqued. That's rare. Most Jinchuriki either hate their Biju or fear them. You've actually formed a genuine bond? Chome and I understand each other, Fu replied, her chakra flaring. We both know what it's like to be alone, to be seen as monsters, so we support each other. Interesting philosophy. Naruto's grin widened. Let's see if that bond makes you stronger or just gives you a weakness I can exploit. He launched himself at Fu with explosive speed, but the Seven Tails Jinchuriki was faster in the air than he'd anticipated. Her insect-like agility allowed her to dodge his initial assault, and her counterattack came in the form of blinding powder released from her wings. Scale powder, concealing technique. The powder cloud was massive, obscuring vision and interfering with chakra sensing. Naruto found himself temporarily blinded, but his evolved combat instincts didn't rely solely on sight. He tracked Fu's wing beats, analyzed the air currents, predicted her next position. His fist shot through the cloud and nearly caught her. Fu gasped, realizing her technique had been partially overcome through pure skill. You're good, she called out. But Chome and I are better together. Seven Tails transformation. Red chakra exploded from Fu as she underwent a full transformation. Her form became more insect-like, 6 wings sprouting from her back instead of 2, her body covered in the Seven Tails chakra cloak. She moved faster than before, her attacks carrying the full power of a Biju. Naruto grinned savagely. Now we're talking! Monster Calamity Godslayer Fist Evolution Mode! His own transformation began, the partial Kurama fusion he'd perfected over the past year. Red chakra coated his body, forming a cloak with multiple tails. His speed increased to match Fu's aerial advantage. His strength amplified to Biju levels. The 2 Jinchuriki clashed in the air above the forest, creating shockwaves with each exchange. Fu's scale powder techniques proved ineffective against Naruto's evolved sensing abilities. Her speed advantage in the air was nullified by his superior reflexes and prediction skills. How are you so strong? Fu demanded, barely dodging a combination that would have ended the fight. Chome says you're not even using your full Biju transformation. Because I don't need to. Naruto appeared beside her faster than she could react, his elbow catching her in the ribs. I've evolved beyond requiring full transformations. My partnership with Kurama has reached a level where we're always fused at a fundamental level. Your transformation is impressive, but it's just the beginning of what Jinchuriki can achieve. Chomei, what do we do? Fu asked internally. He's telling the truth, Chomei responded, their multiple voices mixing. His synchronization with the Nine Tails is beyond anything I've seen. We're outmatched. Then we go all out. Biju Bomb. Fu formed the massive chakra sphere, its power enough to devastate the entire forest. But Naruto had been waiting for this. He'd learned the technique from the Three Tails and perfected it through practice. Biju Bomb mimicry, Nine Tails version. His own sphere formed, larger and more refined than Fu's. The two attacks collided, and Naruto's won. His superior chakra control and evolved technique overcame Fu's raw power. The resulting explosion sent her crashing to the ground, her transformation flickering. Kakuzu appeared, having remained hidden during the fight. Impressive. You've actually learned to form a stable Biju Bomb without fully transforming. That's not supposed to be possible. Nothing's impossible when you never stop evolving. Naruto landed near the exhausted Fu, his chakra cloak dissipating. You fought well. Your bond with Chomei is genuine. And that's admirable. But you relied too heavily on that partnership without developing your own individual strength. That's the weakness I exploited. Please, Fu gasped, struggling to stand. Don't take Chomei. They're my friend. My only friend. I know. Naruto's expression was almost sympathetic. And that's tragic, but Akatsuki's mission is to capture all Biju, and I'm using Akatsuki to grow stronger. Your friendship with Chomei is touching, but it's not enough to overcome evolution. He struck a precise nerve cluster, paralyzing Fu without causing permanent damage. Kakuzu moved in to perform the sealing technique, and within minutes, the Seven Tails was captured. That's 7 Biju now, Kakuzu observed, storing the seal. Only 3 left, the 8 Tails, the 9 Tails in you, and the incomplete 10 Tails being reconstructed. Which means Akatsuki's plan is almost complete. Naruto's grin was sharp, and my time with this organization is running out. Soon they'll either try to extract Kurama from me or eliminate me as a threat. Either way, the inevitable confrontation with pain is approaching. You've been preparing for that fight. Every day, every battle, every technique absorbed. Naruto's eyes blazed with anticipation. Pain's Rinnegan makes him one of the strongest shinobi alive. Defeating him will prove I'm ready to start hunting Kages seriously. And if I can force him to use his full power, I might finally achieve my next evolution. You're talking about that cosmic fear mode you mentioned. The ultimate form, the peak of evolution. Naruto's conviction was absolute. In that state, I won't just be strong enough to fight Kages, I'll be strong enough to kill them all, to prove once and for all that the shinobi system is corrupt and deserves destruction. They returned to Omegakure with their prize, the captured 7 Tails. Pain was waiting in the extraction chamber, his expression unreadable. 7 Biju captured, Pain stated. 3 remain. The 8 Tails has proven elusive, hiding in Kumogakure under Reikage's protection. The 9 Tails resides in you, and the 10 Tails is being reconstructed from the others. So what's next? Naruto asked, though he already knew the answer. Next, we decide what to do about you. Pain's Rinnegan fixed on him with weight that would crush most shinobi. You've been useful, Naruto Uzumaki, but your evolution has reached a point where keeping you in Akatsuki poses more risk than benefit. Finally, Naruto's grin was savage. I was wondering when you'd work up the courage to address the obvious. So what's the plan, Pain? Extract Kurama by force? Try to seal me away? Or just kill me outright? None of those. Pain's answer surprised everyone in the room. I'm offering you a choice. Leave Akatsuki willingly, take your 9 Tails with you, and we part ways peacefully. Or stay. Except that you'll eventually be targeted for extraction and force a confrontation that will likely kill several Akatsuki members. You're letting me go? Naruto's surprise was genuine. After all the effort to recruit me, you're just releasing me? You've become more trouble than you're worth. Pain's tone was blunt. Your evolution threatens the stability of the organization. Your philosophy conflicts with our goals. And most importantly, the Rinnegan blazed. You've learned everything you can from us. Staying longer serves no purpose for either party. Naruto laughed, a genuine sound of amusement. You figured it out. I wondered how long it would take. Yes, I've absorbed techniques from all of you, studied your fighting styles, learned from your experiences. Akatsuki has served its purpose as my training ground. Then we're in agreement. You leave, we part ways, everyone benefits. There's just one problem. Naruto's grin became predatory. I don't want to part ways peacefully. I want to fight you, Pain. Test my evolution against the Rinnegan. Push myself beyond current limits by battling a god-tier opponent. I'm offering you a peaceful exit, Pain warned. Rejecting it would be foolish. Since when have I been anything but foolish by conventional standards? Naruto's chakra exploded outward, red and malevolent. I've challenged Kages, fought Biju, hunted S-rank missing nin for sport. Why would I pass up the opportunity to fight the legendary Rinnegan? The other Akatsuki members tensed, preparing for the inevitable clash. Pain's expression didn't change, but his chakra pressure increased exponentially. So be it. If you insist on this confrontation, I'll show you why the Rinnegan is called the Eye of a God. Pain vs. Evolution. The battle began in Omegakure's rain-soaked streets, the perpetual downpour carrying Pain's chakra signature throughout the entire village. Naruto stood in the center of a massive plaza, surrounded by Pain's 6 paths, the 6 bodies he controlled with the Rinnegan, each with unique abilities. 6 bodies, shared vision, coordinated attacks. Naruto analyzed the situation calmly. The Diva path for gravity manipulation, the Asura path for weaponry and mechanized attacks, the human path for soul extraction, the animal path for summoning, the Preta path for chakra absorption, and the Naraka path for information gathering and regeneration. You've done your research. The Deva path, Pain's primary body, acknowledged, but knowing my abilities won't help you overcome them. We'll see about that. Naruto settled into his combat stance. Monster Calamity God Slayer Fist, let's see how it matches up against the god. The animal path struck first, summoning a massive 3-headed dog that charged at Naruto with feral intensity. Naruto didn't dodge. He punched the summon with enough force to dispel it immediately. Too slow. The Asura path attacked next, its arm transforming into a missile launcher. Dozens of projectiles fired at once, each capable of leveling buildings. Naruto weaved through them with supernatural agility, his evolved reflexes making the barrage seem almost slow, too predictable. The human path tried to grab him, its soul extraction technique requiring physical contact. Naruto caught the hand mid-reach and twisted, using water stream rock smashing fist principles to redirect the path's momentum. The technique should have thrown the body into the Preta path behind it, but the Deva path intervened. Shinra Tensei! The gravitational repulsion struck Naruto point blank, sending him flying backward through 3 buildings. The other paths moved to capitalize, but Naruto was already recovering, red chakra flaring as his Kurama fusion deepened. Nice technique, similar to the Raikage's physical enhancement, but through gravity manipulation instead of chakra. Naruto emerged from the rubble, grinning despite the damage. Let me try incorporating that principle. He moved, and Pain actually lost track of him for a moment. Naruto had used the Shinra Tensei's repulsion as a template, creating a temporary gravity-defying movement that mimicked the technique's effects. His fist struck the Preta path before it could activate its absorption ability, shattering the body. 1 down. Universal pull. The Deva path used its opposite technique, gravity suddenly dragging Naruto toward the remaining 5 bodies. The human path was ready with its soul extraction technique, hand extended to grab. Naruto twisted mid-pull, using the gravitational force to enhance his own speed. Instead of being caught, he shot past the human path and struck the animal path with devastating force. The body crumpled. 2 down. Impressive, Pain acknowledged. But you're only destroying the bodies. The real challenge is finding and eliminating the user controlling them. I know! Naruto's grin widened. You're somewhere in this village, channeling chakra through these corpses via the Rinnegan's power. Distance doesn't matter because the eyes create a chakra connection that transcends space. So I have 2 options: destroy all 6 bodies and force you to reveal yourself, or trace the chakra connection back to your location. Both would require overcoming abilities you can't counter. Let's test that theory. Naruto's chakra exploded to new levels, his partial Kurama fusion intensifying. I've been fighting at maybe 60% of my current peak. Time to show you what evolution really looks like. What followed was a systematic dismantling of Pain's 6 paths. The Ashura Path's weapons became predictable once Naruto analyzed their firing patterns. The human path's soul extraction was useless if it couldn't touch him. The Naraka Path's regeneration ability was overcome by destroying bodies faster than they could be restored. But the Deva Path proved more challenging. Its Shinra Tensei and Universal Pull created a defensive-offensive combination that was difficult to overcome through pure taijutsu. Naruto adapted by learning to time his attacks between the 5-second cooldown of Shinra Tensei, but Pain adjusted his strategy accordingly. "You're learning mid-battle," Pain observed. "Your evolution is remarkable, but I have something you can't overcome through mere adaptation." The remaining bodies gathered together, their chakra combining. The Deva Path rose into the air, channeling massive amounts of energy. "Chibaku Tensei!" A black sphere shot into the sky, and suddenly gravity inverted around Naruto. The ground beneath him tore free, rushing toward the sphere. Buildings, trees, massive chunks of earth, everything within a huge radius was drawn upward to be compressed into a planetary formation. Naruto found himself trapped in the growing sphere, tons of debris compressing around him. This was Pain's ultimate technique, the same move that had sealed the Ten Tails long ago. The gravitational force was immense, increasing exponentially as more mass was added. Inside the growing prison, Naruto struggled against the crushing pressure. His Kurama fusion protected him from immediate death. But even Biju-level durability had limits. The debris compressed tighter, threatening to crush him completely. "This is it," Kurama growled. "If we don't do something now, we'll be sealed." "I know." Naruto's grin was visible despite the darkness. "Which means it's time to push beyond current limits. Time to force the next evolution. Time to show Pain what happens when you give a monster no choice but to transcend." His chakra exploded. Not just the partial fusion, but something more. The synchronization between Naruto and Kurama deepened to levels they'd never achieved, their consciousness merging completely. The transformation began. Red chakra flared into purple and black energy. Naruto's form expanded, becoming more monstrous but also more refined. His features took on fox-like characteristics, while simultaneously becoming almost alien, something beyond either human or Biju. His eyes blazed with power that seemed to warp reality itself. Cosmic Fear Mode! The transformation completed, and Naruto's power increased exponentially. The crushing gravitational pressure that had been overwhelming him suddenly became negligible. He stood within the Chibaku Tensei sphere, surrounded by compressed earth, and punched. The sphere exploded. Pain's eyes widened as his ultimate sealing technique shattered from the inside. Debris rained down across Amegakure, and standing in the center of the destruction was something that looked like it had stepped out of a nightmare. Naruto, in Cosmic Fear Mode, was approximately 9 feet tall, his body covered in purple and black energy that pulsed with galaxy patterns. 9 tails of pure cosmic energy swirled behind him. His face retained some human features, but was more angular, more predatory. And his eyes showed nebulae swirling in their depths, each pupil containing what looked like dying stars. "Behold," Naruto's voice echoed with dual tones, his own mixed with Kurama's, plus something else that seemed to vibrate reality itself. "This is the evolution beyond evolution, the form that transcends both human and Biju. Cosmic Fear Mode, where I become the living embodiment of absolute destruction." "Impossible," Pain breathed. "That level of transformation shouldn't exist." Naruto's laugh was cosmic thunder. "That's what makes it perfect. I've achieved something unprecedented. A fusion so complete that Kurama and I are no longer separate entities. We're a singular being that exists beyond the limitations of both our original forms." He moved and appeared in front of the Deva Path before Pain could react. The speed was incomprehensible, seeming to break conventional space rather than just moving through it quickly. "Cosmic Fear Mode, Gamma Ray Annihilation." His fist struck the Deva Path, but it wasn't a normal punch. Energy that mimicked cosmic radiation burst from the impact, not just destroying the body but vaporizing it at a molecular level. There was no corpse left to regenerate, just empty space where the path had existed. "My strongest body," Pain said through his remaining form, the animal path, "destroyed instantly. Your power has increased beyond rational measurement." That's the point of evolution. Naruto flexed his cosmic energy-coated hands, studying the power flowing through them. Every opponent pushes me to new heights. You forced me to transcend my previous limits by using Chibaku Tensei. Now I exist at a level where even your god-tier techniques are just insufficient. The animal path tried summoning again, this time calling forth the King of Hell itself, Pain's most powerful summon. The massive creature appeared, its multiple faces screaming in rage. Naruto looked at it, tilted his head, and casually backhanded the summon. The King of Hell dispersed like smoke. Even your ultimate summon is nothing. Pain, you need to understand, in this form I'm beyond anything the shinobi world has produced in generations. Maybe ever. The first Hokage with his wood release in Sage mode? I'd kill him. Madara Uchiha with his legendary power? Dead. The Sage of Six Paths himself? Even he would struggle. Pain's chakra flared as he finally revealed himself. The real Pain, Nagato, emerged from his hidden location. The emaciated man was connected to chakra rods, his Rinnegan eyes blazing with desperate power. If I can't beat you, Nagato rasped, then I'll seal you permanently. Chibaku Tensei, maximum output. Another black sphere shot skyward, but this one was different. Larger, more powerful, channeling chakra that threatened to tear the entire village apart. The gravitational pull was immense, dragging up Earth on a scale that dwarfed the previous attempt. Naruto watched it form, then smiled. Inadequate. He raised one hand, and cosmic energy gathered. Not chakra in the traditional sense, but something that seemed to warp space itself. Cosmic fear mode, nuclear fission strike. A beam of pure destructive force shot from his palm, striking the black sphere. The resulting explosion was catastrophic, not just destroying the Chibaku Tensei, but creating a shockwave that flattened what remained of the surrounding area. When the dust cleared, Nagato was on his knees, chakra completely exhausted. His Rinnegan eyes were fading. The technique having drained him beyond his capacity, Naruto descended, his cosmic fear mode still active but less aggressive. He looked down at the broken man who'd called himself God. "You fought well," Naruto said, his voice still echoing with cosmic power. "You pushed me to achieve my ultimate evolution. For that, you have my respect. But now you understand, the Rinnegan isn't enough. Your power, your philosophy, your dream of forced peace through shared pain, all of it falls short of what I represent." "What are you?" Nagato gasped. "I'm the ominous future of this world, the monster that will tear down the corrupt system and rebuild it properly. The evolution that proves power determines everything." Naruto's cosmic energy flared. "You wanted to become God through the Rinnegan. I've become something beyond God through pure evolution. That's the difference between us." "Will you kill me?" Naruto considered. "No, you're already dying from chakra exhaustion. Your body can't handle the Rinnegan's power anymore. You'll be dead within days. But more importantly," he grinned, showing teeth that seemed to reflect starlight, "I want the world to know about this, about how the mighty Pain, leader of Akatsuki, the man with the Rinnegan, was completely overpowered by evolution. Your survival spreads that message better than your death." He turned to leave, his cosmic fear mode beginning to recede. "Tell the Kages what happened here. Tell them that the Kage Hunter has achieved his ultimate form. Tell them that I'm coming for each of them, and that nothing, not their villages, not their techniques, not even their legendary powers will be enough to stop me." Naruto left Omegakure that day, leaving behind a devastated village and a broken god. The other Akatsuki members found Nagato barely alive, his Rinnegan eyes permanently damaged from the chakra overload. "He achieved something beyond a Biju transformation," Nagato told them weakly. "Something that transcends normal chakra entirely. If you face him, run. Don't fight. Just run." The news spread through the criminal underworld like wildfire. The Kage Hunter had fought Pain to a standstill and forced the Rinnegan user to exhaust himself completely. More than that, he'd achieved a transformation that witnesses struggle to describe, something that seemed more cosmic entity than shinobi. The 5 Kages received the reports with growing concern. Their emergency summit reconvened, this time with true urgency. "He's achieved a new form," Tsunade reported, reading the intelligence. Witnesses described something beyond a Biju transformation. Purple and black energy, cosmic scale power, reality warping techniques. They're calling it cosmic fear mode. "Ridiculous," Onoki scoffed. "No shinobi can reach that level of power through transformation alone." Pain thought the same thing, Gaara noted quietly. And now Akatsuki is in ruins, their leader broken and dying. We need to take this threat seriously. Then we mobilize, declared. All 5 villages, coordinated assault. We find Naruto Uzumaki and eliminate him before he can act on his stated intentions to hunt us. And if we can't, the Mizukage asked, if his power really has reached the levels described? The chamber fell silent. No one wanted to voice the truth they all felt, that they might be facing a threat beyond their capacity to handle. Then we prepare for war, Tsunade finally said. Because the Kaj Hunter has declared his intentions, achieved the power to potentially succeed, and won't stop until he's either dead or victorious. This is the crisis our generation must face. The hunting begins. 3 months after his departure from Akatsuki, Naruto began his true mission, systematically hunting and eliminating the 5 Kages. He'd spent the time between mastering his cosmic fear mode, ensuring he could access and maintain the transformation at will rather than only under extreme stress. The training had been intense, pushing his body to handle the cosmic energy without burning out, learning to control the reality warping aspects of the transformation, understanding the new techniques available in that form, attacks that seemed to defy conventional chakra principles. Now, walking through a destroyed section of what had been a border outpost between the land of earth and land of grass, Naruto felt ready. His first target was chosen not by strength but by philosophy. Onoki, the 3rd Tsuchikage, who had been dismissive of the threat Naruto represented. Pride before power, Naruto murmured to himself. That's always been the weakness of the Kage system. They think their titles and traditions make them untouchable. Time to prove them wrong. He tracked Onoki to a mountain range where the elderly Kai was inspecting defensive fortifications. The Tsuchikage was paranoid, always had been, constantly preparing for potential invasions. But he was preparing for conventional threats, not for someone who would hunt him specifically. Naruto appeared on a cliff overlooking the fortification, his presence immediately detected by sensor-type shinobi. Alarm sounded, and within seconds, an entire platoon of Iwa Jonin surrounded him. Naruto Uzumaki, their captain, identified. The Kage Hunter, you're under arrest for crimes against. I'm not here for you, Naruto interrupted casually. I'm here for your Kage, the old man who thinks his particle style makes him invincible. Where is he? As if we tell you. The captain formed hand seals, earth release, stone prison technique. Stone walls erupted around Naruto, forming a prison designed to contain even Jonin-level opponents. The technique was solid, well executed, a textbook example of Iwa's earth manipulation mastery. Naruto flexed, and the prison shattered. Not through chakra or technique, through pure physical strength, enhanced by his constant evolution. Stone fragments scattered harmlessly. Inadequate. Your Kage taught you earth techniques, but he never taught you what to do when someone is simply stronger than earth itself. Naruto's grin was sharp. Now I'll ask nicely one more time. Where is Onoki? The platoon attacked en masse. Dozens of earth-style techniques launched simultaneously. Naruto didn't dodge. He walked forward through the barrage, his evolved durability making the attacks feel like gentle rain. When he reached the first Jonin, his punch was precise and devastating, sending the shinobi flying unconscious. I said I'm not here for you. Stop wasting my time. I'm right here, boy. Onoki descended from above, hovering through his signature flight technique. The elderly Kage looked diminutive, barely 4 feet tall, with a hooked nose and a perpetually cranky expression. But his chakra signature was immense, befitting someone who'd survived decades as a Kage. Naruto Uzumaki, the monster who killed Orochimaru, who defeated Pain, who claims he'll hunt all 5 Kages. Onoki's voice was gravely but strong. I've been waiting for you, hoping you'd be stupid enough to come after me first. Not stupid, strategic. Naruto's grin widened. You're the second oldest Kage, the one with the most experience in warfare. You've survived encounters with Madara Uchiha himself. If I can kill you, it proves I'm ready to handle the others. Kill me? Onoki's laugh was bitter. I've fought gods and monsters, boy. You're just the latest in a long line of threats that thought they could defeat the Tsuchikage. The difference is I'm not just a threat. I'm evolution incarnate. Naruto settled into his combat stance. Show me your famous particle style, the technique that can disintegrate anything it touches. Let's see if it's as absolute as the legends claim. Onoki didn't hesitate. Dust release, detachment of the primitive world technique. A translucent cube formed around Naruto, the signature particle style technique that broke down matter at a molecular level. Anything caught within it was disintegrated completely, leaving nothing behind. It was Onoki's ultimate attack, the technique that had made him feared throughout the shinobi world. The cube activated, energy flowing through it, and Naruto caught it. His hands gripped the edges of the technique, red chakra flaring as he actually stopped the molecular breakdown through sheer force. Interesting, Naruto observed, his skin already adapting to the disintegration effect. Your particle style combines earth, wind, and fire chakra to create a technique that exceeds normal elemental releases. The molecular breakdown is impressive. It would kill most shinobi instantly. Then why aren't you dead? Onoki demanded, shocked. Because I'm not most shinobi. Naruto's grin was savage as he crushed the particle-style technique in his grip, dispersing it like smoke. My evolution has reached a point where even molecular disintegration can be overcome through adaptation. Your ultimate technique just became my newest lesson. He moved, covering the distance to Onoki faster than the elderly Kaja could react. His fist shot forward, aimed at Onoki's center mass. Onoki desperately activated his flight technique, dodging at the last instant. But Naruto had predicted the movement, already adjusting his trajectory. His kick caught Onoki in the side, the impact enough to crack ribs even through the Kaji's defensive enhancement. Too slow. Onoki recovered midair, forming hand seals despite the pain. Earth release, golem technique. A massive stone golem erupted from the mountain itself, easily 50 feet tall and composed of the densest rock available. It swung at Naruto with force that could level buildings. Naruto punched the golem's fist, and the entire stone construct exploded. Fragments rained down as Naruto appeared behind Onoki again, his speed making the Kaji's flight technique seem inadequate. Is that all? The legendary Tsuchikage, and this is the best you can offer? You arrogant. Onoki's chakra flared to maximum output. Dust release, atomic dismantling jutsu. Multiple particle-style cubes formed simultaneously, creating an overlapping field that covered hundreds of yards. There was nowhere to dodge, nowhere to hide. The technique activated, disintegration energy flowing through the entire area. Naruto stood in the center of the molecular breakdown field, his body beginning to literally come apart at the atomic level. And then his chakra exploded. Not enough! Monster Calamity God Slayer Fist, cellular regeneration style. He'd incorporated principles from studying Tsunade's medical ninjutsu during his time in Konoha, combined with his evolution-based adaptation. His cells regenerated faster than the particle style could disintegrate them, creating a stalemate that gradually shifted in his favor as his body adapted to the technique. Impossible! Onoki poured more chakra into the technique, but it wasn't enough. Naruto was literally evolving past the particle style's effectiveness in real time. Nothing's impossible for someone who never stops evolving. Naruto's form blurred as he broke free from the disintegration field completely. Now it's my turn. Let me show you what I learned from your technique. His hands formed a new seal pattern, something he'd never used before, created by analyzing the particle style's principles and incorporating them into his own arsenal. Monster Calamity God Slayer Fist, pseudo particle devastation. It wasn't true particle style. He didn't have the bloodline limit for that, but it was something close, a technique that used pure chakra manipulation to mimic the disintegration effects. The attack shot toward Onoki as a concentrated beam. The Tsuchikage dodged, but the beam grazed his arm. The effect was immediate. His sleeve disintegrated, and the skin beneath began breaking down at a molecular level. Only his own particle-style knowledge allowed him to counteract the effect before it spread. You copied my technique, Onoki breathed, clutching his damaged arm. Not perfectly, but enough to replicate its effects. How? I told you. Evolution, adaptation. I absorb the principles of every technique I witness and incorporate them into my own style. Naruto's grin was feral. The Monster Calamity God Slayer Fist isn't just one fighting style. It's every fighting style I've ever encountered, combined and perfected through constant evolution. Onoki realized the truth then. He was going to die here. This boy had surpassed him, learned from his ultimate technique, and showed no signs of stopping his evolution. The legendary Tsuchikage, who'd survived battles with Madara Uchiha himself, was outmatched. "If I'm going to die," Onoki said quietly, "then I'll take you with me." His chakra exploded to levels that threatened to tear his own body apart. This was a forbidden technique, one that drastically shortened his lifespan but amplified his power exponentially. His particle style intensified, reality itself seeming to distort around him. Dust release, ultimate detachment, world disintegration. The technique was massive, creating a spherical field of particle-style energy that expanded in all directions. Everything it touched, stone, trees, earth, air, disintegrated instantly. The mountain range itself began breaking down, molecular bonds severed on a scale that defied belief. Naruto watched the technique approach, analyzed its principles, calculated his odds, and transformed. Cosmic Fear Mode. Purple and black energy exploded from his body as the transformation completed. His form expanded to 9 feet, cosmic patterns covering his skin. 9 tails of pure cosmic energy unfurled behind him. His eyes blazed with nebula. The world disintegration technique struck him and stopped. His Cosmic Fear Mode aura actually prevented the molecular breakdown from reaching his body, the cosmic energy existing at a level beyond conventional matter. "No!" Onoki screamed, pouring everything into the technique. His body was literally tearing apart from the chakra overload, but he refused to stop. "I won't let a monster like you live, then die knowing you tried." Naruto's voice echoed with cosmic power. Cosmic Fear Mode, Supernova Fist. He punched, not at Onoki directly, but at the center of the world disintegration technique. The impact was catastrophic, cosmic energy colliding with particle-style disintegration. The resulting explosion was visible for miles, a pillar of light that pierced the clouds. When it cleared, Onoki was on his knees, his body broken and his chakra completely depleted. The world disintegration had consumed him as much as it had been meant to consume Naruto. The elderly Kaji was dying, his life force fading rapidly. Naruto's Cosmic Fear Mode receded as he approached. "You fought well, better than I expected. Your willingness to sacrifice yourself almost worked." "Almost isn't enough," Onoki gasped. "I failed. My village will suffer." "No, your village will survive because I'm not here to destroy villages. I'm here to destroy the Kage system." Naruto knelt beside the dying man. "You were a product of that system, a warrior who lived through countless wars, who made difficult decisions, who bore the weight of protecting your people. I respect that, but the system itself is corrupt, built on lies about heroes and villains. Your death proves that even the strongest Kages can fall. You're insane." "No, I'm honest." Naruto stood. "I embrace what I am, a monster, evolution incarnate, the Kage hunter who will tear down this world's false order and rebuild it based on truth, the truth that power determines everything." Onoki died there, his last words a warning that would never be heard. The third Tsuchikage, who'd survived encounters with Madara Uchiha, who'd led Iwagakure for decades, fell to a 17-year-old who'd chosen to become a monster. Naruto left the body where it lay, walking away from the devastated mountain range. Behind him, Iwa shinobi arrived to find their Kage dead, the first Kage to fall to the Kage hunter. The news spread instantly. Emergency messages were sent to the other 4 Kages. The threat was no longer theoretical. Naruto Uzumaki had killed a Kage, proven his power beyond doubt. "One down," Naruto murmured to himself, already planning his next target. 4 to go. Then the world will finally understand. Before creation, there must be destruction. And I'm the destroyer they always feared I'd become. Systematic elimination. The death of the Tsuchikage triggered a chain reaction across the shinobi world. Iwagakure went into lockdown, their leadership in chaos as they tried to elect a new Kage while simultaneously hunting for their predecessor's killer. The other 4 Kages increased their security exponentially, surrounding themselves with elite ambu and never traveling without full protection details. But Naruto had proven something crucial. Kages could be hunted, they could be isolated, and they could be killed. His next target was chosen through cold calculation rather than pride. The Mizukage, Mei Terumi, was powerful but had fewer years of experience than the older Kages. More importantly, she relied heavily on her bloodline limits rather than pure combat evolution. That made her predictable. Naruto tracked her to a diplomatic meeting in a neutral zone between the Land of Water and Land of Fire. The Mizukage had been discussing defensive alliances with Tsunade, trying to coordinate a response to the Kage Hunter threat. He waited until she was traveling home, her escort consisting of 20 elite Kiri Anbu. They moved through dense fog, Kirigakure's signature concealment technique. Confident in their stealth, Naruto appeared in the center of the formation, his presence shattering the fog with pure killing intent. "Mizukage-sama," he said calmly, as the Anbu immediately formed a protective wall around their leader. "I've come to collect." Naruto Uzumaki. Mei's voice was controlled despite the situation. "The Kage Hunter, Onoki's killer. You're either incredibly brave or incredibly stupid to attack me in Kirigakure's own territory." "Neither. I'm efficient." Naruto's grin was sharp. "You're the youngest Kage with the least combat experience. That makes you the easiest target after Onoki. Simple strategic thinking. You think I'm easy prey?" Mei's chakra flared, her dual bloodline limits activating. "I'll show you why the Mizukage is feared across the shinobi world. Lava release, melting apparition technique. Acidic mist flooded the area, a technique that could melt flesh from bone in seconds. The Anbu had special protection against their Kage's techniques, but Naruto had no such defense, or so Mei thought. Naruto walked through the mist unharmed, his evolved body adapting to the acid in real time. Interesting technique. Similar to the poison mist I encountered in my underground fights, but more concentrated and with elemental manipulation. He emerged from the fog, his skin undamaged. Unfortunately, I've already developed resistance to acidic attacks through exposure to the Six Tails techniques. Then try this. Boil release. Skilled mist technique. Superheated mist exploded outward, temperatures high enough to melt steel. Again, the Anbu were protected through preparation and training. Again, Naruto was expected to be vulnerable. Again, he walked through unharmed. This is getting repetitive. Don't you have any techniques that don't rely on environmental hazards? Mei realized the truth. Her signature bloodline limits were ineffective against someone who'd fought multiple Biju and S-rank criminals. She needed a different approach. "Anbu, formation Theta," she ordered. "Pin him down." The 20 elite shinobi attacked in coordinated waves, their combination techniques designed to overwhelm even S-rank opponents. Water techniques to restrict movement, followed by lightning to shock the nervous system, finished with earth bindings to completely immobilize. Naruto didn't even use his Kurama fusion. Monster Calamity God Slayer Fist, flowing devastation. He moved like water through their formation, each strike precise and devastating. An Anbu fell every 2 seconds, each one defeated through pure taijutsu mastery. Their combination techniques were impressive, but useless against someone who could predict their entire strategy through evolved combat instincts. Within a minute, all 20 Anbu were unconscious or incapacitated. Mei stood alone, her breathing slightly elevated as she realized the situation's severity. "Your guards are down," Naruto observed casually. "And we both know you can't beat me in direct combat. Your bloodline limits are ineffective. Your experience is insufficient. So what happens now?" "Now I fight anyway," Mei declared, her resolve unwavering, "because I'm the Mizukage, and I won't abandon my duty just because the odds are against me." "Admirable." Naruto's expression became almost respectful. "That's actually heroic. Stupid, but heroic. Makes me almost regret having to kill you." "Almost? I respect strength and conviction. You have both. But," his chakra flared, "you're still a symbol of a corrupt system. It's like your death serves my greater purpose. So despite respecting you as an individual, I'll kill you as a cog." Mei attacked with everything she had. Lava release forming massive waves of molten rock. Boil release creating steam so hot it distorted the air. Water release forming precise cutting streams. She combined her bloodline limits in creative ways, showcasing why she'd become Mizukage despite her relative youth. Naruto countered each technique with evolved versions of his own. He'd studied lava principles from the 4 tails, steam manipulation from the 5 tails, water techniques from countless opponents. Every attack Mei launched was met with something superior, not just in power, but in refined application of the underlying principles. "You're good," Naruto admitted, dodging a particularly creative combination attack. "Better than I expected. In another timeline, you might have actually posed a challenge. In this timeline, I'll kill you." Mei formed her most powerful technique. Lava release, monster melting technique. A massive wave of lava erupted from the ground, covering hundreds of yards in superheated molten rock. It was her ultimate attack, powerful enough to have defeated the perfect Susanoo in another battle. Nothing could survive being submerged in that much concentrated lava. Naruto stood in the center of the wave, lava flowing around him, and not touching him. He'd created a barrier of pure chakra density, compressed so tightly that even lava couldn't penetrate. Impressive power, but he flexed and the lava wave dispersed like water, insufficient against evolution. His hand shot forward, catching Mei by the throat before she could form another seal. His grip wasn't crushing yet, but the threat was clear. "Last words?" he offered. "The other Kages will avenge me," Mei gasped. "No, they won't. They'll die too." Naruto's tone was matter of fact. "One by one, I'll hunt them all. Prove that the Kage system is built on sand. That titles and traditions mean nothing against absolute power." "You're wrong." Mei struggled against his grip. "The system has flaws, but destroying it won't fix anything." "Maybe not, but it's necessary." Naruto's expression was almost sad. "Before creation, there must be destruction. I'm the destruction. What comes after isn't my concern. I just need to tear down the old order first." "That's insane." "So I've been told." His grip tightened. "Goodbye, Mizukage. You fought well." There was a sickening crack. Mei Terumi, the fifth Mizukage, died with her eyes still open, her final expression one of defiance rather than fear. Naruto let the body fall, studying it for a moment. 2 Kages down, 3 to go. And with each kill, his philosophy was being proven correct. Even the mighty Kages could fall to someone who embraced evolution and power without the hypocrisy of heroism. He left Kirigakure territory as alarms sounded, the Anbu discovering their Mizukage's corpse. The news would spread fast, panic would intensify, and the remaining 3 Kages would become even more paranoid. Good. Fear was the appropriate response. The Alliance Emergency Kage Summit, 3rd convening. The remaining 3 Kages met in the Land of Iron's neutral territory, their security details so extensive that entire platoons surrounded the meeting location. Tsunade A and Gaara sat at a round table, their expressions grim. 2 Kages dead in 3 months, Tsunade stated. Onoki and Mei, both killed by the same person. Naruto Uzumaki, the boy I trained, the shinobi I watched grow, has become the greatest threat the shinobi world has ever faced. Not a threat, corrected, his voice like grinding stone. He is an active crisis, a catastrophe we're failing to contain. My intelligence reports indicate he's still growing stronger after each kill. He absorbed techniques from both Onoki and Mei, Gaara added quietly. The young Kazekage looked haunted. He'd known Naruto personally, had even respected him in a twisted way. His monster calamity godslayer fist incorporates particle-style principles now, and witnesses say he demonstrated lava and boil release during the Mizukage fight. How is that possible? Tsunade demanded. Those are bloodline limits. He shouldn't be able to copy them. He doesn't copy perfectly, Gaara explained. He understands the underlying principles, chakra manipulation, elemental combination, physical enhancement, and recreates similar effects through pure skill and evolution. It's not true bloodline limits, but the results are close enough to be devastating. A slammed his fist on the table, leaving a crater. Then we stop theorizing and start acting. We know his pattern now. He hunts Kages individually, isolates them from support, overwhelms them through superior power. So we change tactics. We face him together. An ambush, Tsunade understood. Lure him to a location where all 3 of us are waiting. 3 Kages against 1 missing nin, no matter how powerful. Exactly. A's lightning release chakra mode flickered around him. He beat me one-on-one because he could analyze and counter my techniques in real time. But 3 Kages using coordinated attacks? Even his evolution can't adapt fast enough to handle that. There's a problem, Gaara said. How do we lure him? He's proven he can track and hunt individual Kages, but he's also demonstrated strategic thinking. If we set an obvious trap, he'll either avoid it or prepare countermeasures. Then we make it personal, Tsunade decided. He was my student briefly. He has history with our villages. We challenge him publicly, broadcast it across the shinobi world. Tell him that if he truly believes in his philosophy of power determining truth, he should face the 3 of us together and prove it. You think his pride will force him to accept? I asked skeptically. Not pride, conviction. Gaara's tone was certain. He genuinely believes he's evolution incarnate, that he'll surpass everyone through constant growth. A challenge from 3 Kages simultaneously isn't a threat to someone with that mindset. It's an opportunity, a chance to prove his philosophy against impossible odds. Then we do it. Stood, his presence dominating the room. We send the challenge, we prepare the battlefield, and we end this threat before he can kill any more of us. The broadcast went out the next day, a joint message from the 3 remaining Kages to Naruto Uzumaki. To the one who calls himself the Kage Hunter, you've killed 2 of our number through isolation and superior power. You claim the Kage system is corrupt, that our titles are meaningless against absolute strength. We challenge you to prove it. 3 days from now, at the Valley of the End, face the 3 of us together. Show the world whether your evolution is genuine or just the ravings of a delusional monster. We'll be waiting. Naruto watched the broadcast from a cave hideout, Kurama laughing in his mindscape. They're trying to bait you, Kurama noted. Lure you into a trap where they have numerical advantage. I know. Naruto's grin was savage. And it's perfect. This is exactly what I've been waiting for. A chance to fight multiple Kages simultaneously, to test whether my cosmic fear mode can handle that level of opposition. You're actually going to accept? Of course. This is the opportunity to prove everything I've been saying. Naruto's eyes blazed with anticipation. I've killed 2 Kages individually. If I can defeat 3 at once, it absolutely proves that the Kage Hunter legend is more than just terror stories. It proves that evolution and power matter more than tradition and titles. And if you lose, I won't. Naruto's conviction was absolute, because I'll be forced to push beyond even cosmic fear mode's current limits. Every impossible fight has made me stronger. This one will be no different. He sent his response, a simple message broadcast across the same networks. 3 days. Valley of the End. I'll show you what it means when a monster stops pretending and becomes extinction itself. Bring your best techniques, your strongest attacks, your most powerful combinations. It won't matter. Evolution conquers all. See you there, if you're brave enough to show up once you realize what's coming. Valley of the End. 3 Kage vs Cosmic Fear. 3 days later, Naruto stood at the Valley of the End, the site where Hashirama Senju and Madara Uchiha had their legendary final battle. The massive statues of the 2 rivals faced each other across the waterfall, a monument to the greatest shinobi conflict in history. On the opposite shore stood 3 Kages, Tsunade of the Leaf, A of the Cloud, and Gaara of the Sand. Behind them were full Anbu details, sensor types monitoring for any tricks, medical men standing by in case of injuries. Naruto had come alone. You actually showed up, Tsunade called across the water. I half expected you to realize the odds and flee. Why would I flee from the best opportunity I've had in months? Naruto's grin was feral. 3 Kages, coordinated assault, fighting with everything they have. This is exactly the kind of impossible challenge that forces evolution to new heights. You're insane, I growled. 3-on-1 and you think you'll win? I don't think. I know. Naruto's chakra began to flare. Because I'm not the same person who fought you months ago, Raikage. I've killed 2 Kages since then, absorbed their techniques, evolved beyond what you can imagine. You're about to witness the gap between us, a gap so vast that even your combined strength won't be enough to bridge it. Then let's test that theory, Gaara said quietly, his sand beginning to swirl. No more words, just battle. Naruto's transformation began, red chakra exploding outward as he activated his Kurama fusion. But he didn't stop there. The purple and black energy of cosmic fear mode layered over the red, creating a form that seemed to distort reality itself. Cosmic fear mode, full release. The transformation completed, and Naruto's presence became overwhelming. His 9 cosmic tails swirled with galaxy patterns. His body radiated energy that made the air shimmer. His eyes showed dying stars in their depths. The 3 Kages felt the weight of his killing intent and recognized they were facing something unprecedented. Now! Tsunade ordered. The coordinated assault began. A charged forward with his lightning release chakra mode at maximum, moving faster than sound. Tsunade followed, her chakra-enhanced strength ready to shatter mountains. Gaara's sand erupted in a tsunami that could bury entire armies. Naruto met them all. Cosmic fear mode, hyperspace slaughter. He moved, and vanished from their perception. Not simple speed, but movement so fast it seemed to break space itself. He appeared behind mid-charge, his fist already in motion, the Raikage barely blocked, his lightning released chakra mode absorbing the impact. But the force still sent him flying backward. Before A could recover, Naruto was already engaging Tsunade. Creation rebirth won't save you, Naruto declared, his cosmic energy-coated fist clashing with her chakra-enhanced punch. The shockwave destroyed a section of the waterfall. I've evolved beyond techniques that rely on regeneration. Magnet release, sand coffin. Gaara's sand caught Naruto mid-attack, attempting to crush him with pressure that could compact steel. But Naruto's cosmic fear mode aura prevented the sand from actually touching him, creating a barrier that even Gaara's ultimate technique couldn't penetrate. Interesting. Naruto spun, dispersing the sand with pure force. You've evolved too, Gaara. Your sand is faster, more precise, more powerful. That's good. It means this fight will actually push me. Rejoined the battle with lightning straight, his fastest attack. Tsunade launched a devastating punch that would have obliterated normal opponents. Gaara's sand formed multiple layers of defense and offense simultaneously. 3 Kages, coordinated perfectly, attacking with everything they had. Naruto fought them all. His monster calamity God Slayer fist had evolved to godlike levels, incorporating every technique he'd witnessed or fought against. He used particle-style inspired attacks against A's defense. Lava release principles to counter Gaara's sand, medical ninjutsu knowledge to target Tsunade's chakra points. You're all strong. Naruto's excitement was palpable even mid-battle. Individually, each of you could defeat most S-rank threats. Together, you're overwhelming. This is exactly the challenge I needed. Then why are you smiling? Tsunade demanded, her fist creating a crater where Naruto had been standing. Because I'm evolving even now. Every exchange teaches me something new. Every combination you use becomes part of my arsenal. Naruto appeared between all 3 Kages, his cosmic energy exploding outward. Cosmic fear mode, nuclear fist barrage. The technique was devastating. Dozens of cosmic energy-enhanced strikes in rapid succession, each one carrying enough force to level buildings. The 3 Kages were forced to defend, their coordination disrupted by the overwhelming offensive pressure. Took direct hits, his lightning released chakra mode straining under the assault. Tsunade's regeneration worked overtime, repairing damage faster than it accumulated. Gaara's sand defense was tested beyond its limits, sections breaking through and striking the Kazekage directly. He's too strong, gasped, his defense finally breaking completely. A cosmic energy-coated fist struck his chest, cracking ribs even through his legendary durability. How did he get this powerful? Evolution, Naruto replied, his voice echoing with cosmic power. Every fight, every technique witnessed, every obstacle overcome. I've never stopped growing, never reached a plateau. While you 3 perfected your existing abilities, I transcended the very concept of limits. Gaara's sand formed Shukaku's partial manifestation, the One Tail's power adding to his own. Tsunade activated her full creation rebirth, her regeneration reaching levels that made her nearly immortal. Pushed his lightning release chakra mode beyond safe levels, his speed increasing despite the damage to his body. 3 Kages at their absolute peak, and they were still losing. Naruto met Shukaku's manifestation with his own cosmic energy, the clash creating explosions visible for miles. He adapted to Tsunade's regeneration patterns, targeting her in ways that overwhelmed even cellular reconstruction. He surpassed A's enhanced speed through pure evolution, moving faster despite the Raikage's desperate gambit. This is what I've been trying to tell you. Naruto's voice carried across the battlefield. Power determines everything. Your titles, your traditions, your villages, they're all meaningless against absolute strength. I'm proving it right now. 3 Kages against 1 monster, and the monster is winning. Not yet. Gaara gasped, his sand forming one final technique. Ultimate defense, Shukaku's complete manifestation. The One Tail fully materialized, Gaara's consciousness merging with his Biju completely. The resulting form was massive, easily comparable to Kurama's full size. This was Gaara's ultimate technique, the same power that had nearly destroyed Konoha years ago. Now, Gaara roared through Shukaku's form. Combine everything. Tsunade channeled her chakra into a massive medical ninjutsu that enhanced both A and Gaara. pushing their bodies beyond normal limits. A's lightning release chakra mode blazed brighter than ever, his speed reaching theoretical maximum. The three of them attacked in perfect synchronization, their combined power enough to challenge even legendary shinobi. Naruto looked at the incoming assault, three Kages operating at 110% of their capacity, and smiled. Finally, you're showing me your absolute best. Now let me show you mine. His cosmic fear mode intensified beyond anything he demonstrated before. The cosmic energy became so dense, it seemed to warp light itself. His 9 tails merged into a singular pillar of power. His eyes blazed with the light of supernovas. Cosmic fear mode, ultimate evolution, gamma ray extinction. The technique was apocalyptic. Cosmic energy burst from Naruto's body in a massive beam that seemed to tear reality itself. It met the combined assault from the three Kages and overwhelmed it completely. Shukaku's manifestation was forcibly dispelled, Gaara reverting to human form unconscious. As lightning released chakra mode shattered, his body unable to maintain the technique under the cosmic assault. Even Tsunade's regeneration failed, the damage exceeding her cellular reconstruction capacity. When the light faded, three Kages lay defeated. Not dead. Naruto had pulled his final strike enough to spare their lives, but completely broken. Their chakra was exhausted. Their bodies were battered beyond immediate recovery. Their wills were shattered by the overwhelming gap in power. Naruto stood in the center of the devastated battlefield, his cosmic fear mode receding. He looked at the fallen Kages, three of the strongest shinobi alive, and felt no satisfaction, only resignation. "I wanted you to prove me wrong," he said quietly. "I wanted the three of you together to be enough to overcome evolution, to show that the Kage system had merit, that tradition and coordination could triumph over raw power." He shook his head. "But you couldn't. Even at your best, even working together perfectly, you weren't enough." He walked toward them, his footsteps echoing in the silence. Anbu moved to intercept, but a single glance from his cosmic energy-faded eyes made them freeze. "I'm not going to kill you," Naruto told the unconscious Kages, "because your survival proves my point better than your deaths would." The three remaining Kages, defeated simultaneously by a single opponent. The legendary shinobi system, revealed as inadequate against true evolution. He turned to address the watching Anbu and censor types. "Tell your villages what happened here. Tell them that the Kage Hunter defeated three Kages at once without even sustaining serious injury. Tell them that the monster they feared has proven beyond doubt that power is all that matters." He started to leave, then paused. "And tell them that I'm coming back. Once you've elected new Kages to replace these broken ones, I'll hunt them too, and I'll keep hunting, keep proving my philosophy, until every shinobi in every village understands. Before creation, there must be destruction. I am that destruction, and nothing you can do will stop me." Naruto vanished from the Valley of the End, leaving behind three defeated Kages and the ruins of the shinobi world's confidence. The final hunt. 6 months passed after the Valley of the End. The shinobi world descended into chaos as villages struggled to recover from having their Kages simultaneously defeated. Tsunade, though she survived, could never return to full strength. The damage from Naruto's cosmic assault had permanently weakened her chakra network. She abdicated as Hokage, naming Kakashi as her successor. But Kakashi was pragmatic enough to know the truth. Being Hokage now was just painting a target on your back for when Naruto decided to complete his hunt. The Raikage, A, survived, but lost the use of one arm. His lightning release chakra mode was permanently damaged, unable to reach the levels it once had. He remained as Raikage, stubbornly refusing to step down. But everyone knew he was a shadow of his former strength. Gaara recovered physically, but was psychologically scarred. The defeat had shaken his worldview, making him question whether being Kazekage was worth the price. He stayed in his position, but withdrew from international politics, focusing solely on protecting his village. New Kages were elected in Iwa and Kiri to replace the dead Onoki in May. Kurotsuchi became the 4th Tsuchikage, and Chojuro became the 6th Mizukage. Both were competent, powerful shinobi, but they knew they were essentially marking themselves for death by accepting the titles. During this period, Naruto continued his evolution. He hunted remaining Akatsuki members who'd survived his departure. Kisame fell to his cosmic fear mode. Unable to handle the cosmic energy that simply overwhelmed Samehada's absorption capabilities, Zetsu was eliminated as loose ends. Even Obito was forced into hiding, recognizing that his Kamui technique couldn't protect him from someone who transcended normal space-time limitations. He also hunted increasingly powerful opponents, seeking challenges that could push him further. He fought the legendary samurai of the Land of Iron, defeating their general in single combat. He tracked down remaining S-rank missing nin, eliminating them systematically to absorb their techniques. His monster calamity God Slayer fist evolved to incorporate literally hundreds of fighting styles and techniques. His cosmic fear mode became more refined, easier to access and maintain. And most importantly, his philosophy crystallized. He wasn't just destroying the old order anymore. He had plans for what would replace it. A world where power is acknowledged openly, he told Kurama during one of their Mindscape sessions. Where the strong don't pretend to be heroes serving justice. Where villages exist to cultivate strength rather than maintain political power. Where Jinchuriki are respected as the ultimate expression of human Biju partnership rather than treated as weapons or monsters. You're describing a meritocracy enforced by absolute power, Kurama observed. Yes, with me at the top, of course. Naruto's grin was sharp. Someone has to rule this new world, and who better than the monster who tore down the old one? You've become exactly what they feared you'd be. Good, they should have feared me. Every village that treated their Jinchuriki like weapons created this. Every Kage who sent children to war while preaching peace created this. Every shinobi who claimed to be a hero while committing atrocities created this. Naruto's eyes blazed. I'm not the villain of their story. I'm the consequence of their choices, the reckoning they deserved. As his power grew and his plans solidified, Naruto knew it was time for the final stage. The remaining Kages, the new ones who'd inherited the broken system, needed to be eliminated. Not out of personal vendetta this time, but as a statement. As the final proof that the Kage system was irredeemably corrupt, he sent messages to Kakashi, Gaara, Kurotsuchi, and Chojuro. The same message to each. I am Naruto Uzumaki, the Kage hunter. I have killed 2 Kages and defeated 3 more. I have proven that the strongest shinobi alive cannot overcome evolution. Now I offer you all one final chance. Abdicate your positions. Dismantle the Kage system voluntarily. Let me reshape the shinobi world without further bloodshed. Or refuse, and I will hunt each of you down individually until no Kages remain. You have 1 week to decide. The response from all 5 was unanimous. Refusal. We will not bow to a terrorist, Kakashi's message read. We will not abandon our villages to someone who sees destruction as the only answer. Come at us if you must, but know that we will fight you until our last breath. Similar messages came from the others. Even Gaara, who'd been broken by their previous encounter, refused to submit. The Kages would rather die than surrender the system they represented. Naruto read the responses and smiled. Perfect. They've chosen death with honor over life with surrender. I can respect that, even if it makes them foolish. He began his final hunt, but this time with a difference. He would take them all at once, not through ambush or deception, but through a direct challenge that couldn't be refused. He appeared in the center of each of the 5 great nations' capitals on the same day, simultaneously, through shadow clones enhanced to levels that made them nearly as powerful as his original self. Each clone delivered the same message. Tomorrow at dawn, I will be at the ruins of Uzushiogakure, the destroyed homeland of my clan. All 5 current Kages will come there to face me, or I will systematically destroy each of your villages. No Ambu, no support teams, just the 5 Kages against me. Final battle. Winner determines the future of the shinobi world. The messages were delivered with enough force and demonstration of power that no one doubted he could carry out his threat. The 5 Kages had no choice. They would go to Uzushiogakure, or their villages would be reduced to ash. Uzushiogakure, the final confrontation. The ruins of Uzushiogakure spread across an island that had once been a thriving shinobi village. Now it was nothing but broken buildings and shattered monuments, a testament to how even the strongest villages could fall when enemies coordinated against them. Naruto stood in the center of the ruins, his presence a stark contrast to the destruction around him. He'd been waiting since before dawn, meditating to ensure he was at absolute peak condition for what was coming. 5 Kages, all at once. The new Tsuchikage and Mizukage at full power. Kakashi representing Konoha with his Sharingan and legendary techniques. The weakened but stubborn Raikage refusing to step down, and Gaara still traumatized but determined to protect his village. This would be his masterpiece. The final proof of everything he'd been trying to say since he killed his first S-rank missing nin. The 5 Kages arrived together, landing on the opposite side of the ruined plaza. They looked at Naruto, a single 17-year-old standing against the combined might of 5 villages, and saw something that terrified them: confidence. "You came," Naruto said simply. "I'm impressed. Honestly thought at least one of you would try to flee or send a substitute." "We're Kages," Kakashi replied, his Sharingan already active. "We don't run from threats, no matter how overwhelming. Even when you know you'll lose." Naruto's grin was sharp. "We don't know that yet," Kurotsuchi declared, her earth chakra flaring. "You've defeated Kages before, but you've never faced all 5 of us simultaneously. That's a different challenge." "You're right," Naruto admitted. "This is unprecedented. 5 Kages coordinating perfectly, using their combined centuries of experience and power. It should be overwhelming. It should be impossible for any single shinobi to overcome." "Then why are you smiling?" Chojuro asked, his blade Hiramakare already drawn. "Because impossible is just a word that describes something that hasn't been achieved yet." Naruto's chakra began to flare. "And I've spent my entire life achieving impossible things. This is just another step in my evolution." "Then let's end this," A growled, his damaged lightning release chakra mode flickering. "No more speeches, no more philosophy, just battle." Agreed. Naruto's transformation began, red chakra exploding outward as his Kurama fusion activated. But he didn't stop there. The purple and black cosmic energy layered over it, his form expanding to its full 9-foot cosmic horror appearance. Cosmic fear mode, maximum manifestation. The 5 Kages felt the weight of his transformation and knew they were facing death itself. But they were Kages. They would fight anyway. "Attack formation Alpha," Kakashi ordered. All 5 moved in perfect synchronization, their coordination flawless, from months of training together, specifically for this moment. Kurotsuchi created massive earth barriers that would funnel Naruto's movement. Chojuro followed with water techniques that flooded the funnels, restricting mobility. A charge through the water with his lightning release, turning it into a deadly electrical trap. Gaara's sand supplemented every attack, adding layers of offense and defense. And Kakashi coordinated it all while preparing his strongest techniques. It was textbook Kage-level coordination, the kind of combination that should overwhelm even legendary shinobi. Naruto destroyed it in seconds. Cosmic fear mode, reality severance. He moved through the earth barriers like they didn't exist, his cosmic energy literally phasing through matter. The water trap was vaporized by his aura before it could conduct electricity. A's lightning release attack was caught and redirected, the Raikage's own technique thrown back at him with improved efficiency. "You think barriers and traps can contain evolution?" Naruto's voice echoed with cosmic power. "I've transcended the physical laws you're trying to exploit." Kakashi formed hand seals at blinding speed. Lightning blade! His technique, an improved version of his famous lightning blade, shot forward with enough power to pierce through mountains. Naruto caught it bare-handed, cosmic energy absorbing the lightning. "I've seen this technique before, Kakashi-sensei, from both you and Sasuke. Did you really think repeating it would work?" "No," Kakashi admitted. "I was just distracting you. Now!" All 4 other Kages struck simultaneously. Kurotsuchi's particle style, Gaara's sand coffin, Chojuro's Hiramakare at full power, and A's desperate final lightning straight. 4 ultimate techniques, coordinated perfectly, striking from 4 different angles. Naruto's response was to stop holding back. Cosmic fear mode, supernova annihilation. His cosmic energy exploded outward in a sphere that encompassed the entire battlefield. The 4 simultaneous attacks were simply negated, vaporized by energy that operated on a level beyond normal chakra. The 5 Kages were blown backward, their techniques completely overwhelmed. "I told you," Naruto said, his voice carrying across the devastated ruins. "I've evolved beyond what you can comprehend. Your techniques, your tactics, your coordination, it's all meaningless against someone who's transcended the fundamental rules you're operating under. Kurotsuchi struggled to stand, her body broken by the cosmic assault. Then what chance did we ever have? None. Naruto's answer was blunt. From the moment I achieved cosmic fear mode, from the moment I synchronized completely with Kurama, from the moment I embraced what I really am, you never had a chance. This battle was predetermined. I'm just giving you the opportunity to die with honor, fighting for what you believe in. You're a monster, Chojuro gasped, his blade shattered. Yes, Naruto's acceptance was absolute. I'm a monster, the ultimate predator, evolution incarnate, and I've proven it by defeating 5 cages simultaneously without sustaining significant injury. Your system is broken, your philosophy is flawed, your entire world order is corrupt. Gaara forced himself up on shaking legs. Then, what comes next? If you destroy us, what replaces the Kage system? Truth. Naruto's cosmic energy began to recede, his transformation easing. A world where power is acknowledged openly, where the strong don't pretend to be servants, where evolution is celebrated rather than feared, where Jinchuriki like us aren't treated as weapons, but as the peak of what humans can achieve. That's just tyranny by the strongest, Kakashi noted. Yes, but honest tyranny is better than hypocritical democracy. Naruto looked at each of them in turn. Your system sent children to war while preaching peace, treated Biju as weapons while claiming to protect them, called shinobi who killed for pay heroes while condemning those who killed for personal reasons villains. My system will be simpler. The strong rule, the weak serve or evolve, and everyone understands where they stand. That's monstrous, Kurotsuchi whispered. I'm a monster. I've been saying that for years. The difference is I embrace it rather than hiding behind noble words. Naruto's expression became almost sympathetic. But I'm not going to kill you, any of you, because your survival and defeat proves my point better than your deaths would. What? A struggle to process that. You're letting us live? Yes, because I want you to return to your villages and tell them what happened here. That 5 Kages attacked me simultaneously and lost decisively. That the legendary Kage system was proven inadequate against a single 17-year-old who chose to become a monster. That evolution and power matter more than tradition and titles. He turned to leave. Abdicate your positions, all of you. The Kage system is dead. You just haven't admitted it yet. Return to your villages, tell them what happened and step down. Or don't, and I'll hunt you individually until you do. Your choice. Wait, Gaara called out. If we step down, what happens to our villages? To the millions of civilians who depend on the shinobi system for protection? They'll adapt. Villages can exist without Kages. Local leadership, council rule, democratic selection, they're alternatives. Naruto glanced back. Or they join my new world order, swear allegiance to me as the absolute ruler, accept that power determines hierarchy, and receive my protection in exchange. I'm not interested in destroying villages or killing civilians. I just want to eliminate the corrupt system that creates hypocrisy. You're asking us to surrender the shinobi world to you, Kakashi stated. I'm not asking. I'm telling you what's inevitable. Naruto's eyes blazed one final time. I've defeated 5 Kages simultaneously. I've achieved power beyond anything this world has seen in generations. I've proven my philosophy through overwhelming force. The old order is dead. You just haven't buried it yet. He vanished, leaving 5 broken Kages in the ruins of Uzushiokure. Epilogue, the New Worlds. 6 months after the Battle of Uzushiokure, the shinobi world had fundamentally changed. All 5 Kages abdicated. Some voluntarily, others under threat of Naruto hunting them down individually. The Kage system, which had governed the 5 great nations for generations, was officially dissolved. In its place rose a new structure. The Evolution Council. Naruto stood at its head, acknowledged as the absolute strongest shinobi alive. Below him were the former Kages serving as advisors, their experience valuable even if their power was now inadequate. And beneath them, a meritocracy where power and evolution determined rank. Villages could choose to join or remain independent. Those who joined received Naruto's protection, and given that he defeated 5 Kages simultaneously, that protection was effectively absolute. Those who remained independent were left alone, but without the backing of a Kage system to coordinate defense. Most villages joined within 3 months. The Jinchuriki were offered positions in the new government, partners rather than weapons. Some accepted, intrigued by Naruto's vision. Others declined, but appreciated being given the choice. For the first time in shinobi history, Biju hosts were treated as people with agency rather than living weapons. Naruto established his capital in the ruins of Uzushiogakure, rebuilding his clan's destroyed homeland as the center of his new world order. It was symbolic. The village destroyed by coordinated Kage action, rising again under the rule of someone who'd eliminated the Kage system entirely. Standing on a balcony overlooking the reconstructed village, Naruto reflected on his journey. From the hated Jinchuriki, to the Kage hunter, to the absolute ruler of the shinobi world. It had taken 5 years of constant evolution, countless battles, and the systematic elimination of the old power structure. Was it worth it? Kurama asked, manifesting partially beside him. Yes. Naruto's conviction was absolute. The old system was corrupt, hypocritical, built on lies about heroes and villains while everyone committed atrocities. Now we have honesty, the strong rule, the weak evolve or serve, and no one pretends otherwise. And if someone evolves past you, challenges your rule through the same philosophy you used to establish it, then I welcome the challenge. Naruto's grin was sharp. Because that would mean evolution is continuing. That someone achieved what I achieved and pushed even further. That's the point of this system. Constant evolution, constant growth, constant proof through power rather than political maneuvering. A messenger approached, one of the former Anbu who joined Naruto's forces. Lord Naruto, reports from the Land of Lightning. There's a missing nin claiming to have achieved a transformation rivaling your cosmic fear mode. Interesting. Naruto's anticipation was palpable. Someone's challenging me already. Good. I was worried the world would become boring after I'd hunted all the Kages. He turned to the messenger. Where? Northern Mountains, 3rd quadrant. He's defeated several of our scouts. Perfect. A real challenge after months of administrative work. Naruto's chakra began to flare. Kurama want to test if our evolution has stagnated? Always, Kit. Always. As Naruto prepared to face his new challenger, he reflected on what he'd achieved. He'd become exactly what everyone feared. The monster who destroyed the shinobi world's established order. But in doing so, he'd created something honest. Something based on truth rather than lies. Before creation, there must be destruction, he murmured, launching himself toward the reported location. I destroyed the old world. Now I'll create and defend the new one. And if that makes me a monster, his grin was savage, then I'll be the best monster this world has ever seen. Behind him, Uzushiogakure bustled with activity. Former enemies working together under his rule. Jinchuriki respected rather than feared. A meritocracy where power determined position openly rather than through political maneuvering disguised as democratic selection. It wasn't perfect, but it was honest. And for Naruto Uzumaki, the Kage hunter who'd become the world's absolute ruler, that honesty made all the difference. The old world had called him a monster and treated him like a weapon. So he'd become the ultimate monster, eliminated their corrupt system, and rebuilt according to principles of truth and power. Some called it tyranny. Others called it necessary evolution. But everyone agreed on one thing. The shinobi world would never be the same. And high above the reconstructed Uzushiogakure, in a form invisible to normal eyes, cosmic energy swirled. A reminder that Naruto Uzumaki's evolution wasn't finished. Would never be finished. Because evolution has no endpoint, only increasingly higher peaks to reach. The Kage hunter had achieved his goal. He'd torn down the corrupt Kage system, proven his philosophy through overwhelming force, and reshaped the world according to his vision of honest power. Now, as absolute ruler, he would defend that new world against any challenger, through the same evolution and power that had created it in the first place. Because in the end, power determined everything. Naruto Uzumaki had proven himself the most powerful being in the shinobi world. The monster had won, and his victory was absolute. The end.
This is only the beginning of my hunt. The Kages think they're safe behind their village walls, but I'm coming for every single one of them. My evolution never stops. My power keeps growing, and nobody in this shinobi world can stand against me. If you want to see how the Kage Hunter brings this corrupted system to its knees, hit that subscribe button. The monster's rampage continues. Don't miss what comes next.